Hey, Drew, you killed this shit.
What's up, everybody? We're back. Another episode in the Four Corners of Wrestling podcast. I am your host, Marshall, Mr. Soulman Simmons. And before we get started, y'all already know what to do. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, and hit that notifications so that way you know when we dropping a new show every week. And as always, this is the 613 Faye Production Podcast. All right, check us out on YouTube. So we got my boys out there, Maxx. What's happening, bro?
What's good with y'all people? It's your boy, the People's Champ, Maxx in the building, aka Simonium, ready to do some damage. Let's get it pop.
I can dig it. I didn't even ask how you was doing, man. How you feeling, man? You doing all right this week, man?
Yeah, man, I'm hanging in there. You already know, man. It's been a long week, but hey, head held high, things starting to look a little better, man, for more juice. So
There
you
you
know
go.
what's up, man.
There you go. You know what I'm saying? Hey, do it like Superman, back from the grave, baby. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know, we got him back, Maxx. We got him back. You know what I'm saying? Your arch rival. I don't know. I heard y'all was out drinking a couple of beers the other night, throwing it back for 316 day. We got good old Hollywood Mike T out the gold corner. What's up, dog?
Hey man, what's up, man? I'm here, man. I'm here.
Yeah. How you feeling, bro? Good?
Man, I'm good, man. Good. Long week of wrestling, but I'm here, man. I'm here. It's a long week. You know.
Man, we got some good shit. We got some good shit, though, man. We got some good shit, yo. You know what I mean? And speaking of a good week of wrestling, y'all already know what it is. It's Wednesday. So we going back in the day one time. All right. And we're gonna start it off with our pay-per-view of the week. And this week, because we're coming up on WrestleMania season, we did WrestleMania 30. All right. So if y'all remember, this was the one that was out in New Orleans. All right. Hulk Hogan was hosting. And what do you call it? The Super Dome, the Silver Dome, or the Silver Dome, the Super Dome? Well, he couldn't get that shit right for nothing. You know what I mean? Then Stone Cold came out, tried to help him out. That was hilarious. And then The Rock came out, tried to help him out, which is also hilarious. So you had three of the top names in the WWE in the ring at the same time with the Yes movement going in full effect. Man, what y'all think about the opening of WrestleMania 30? Maxx, what you think?
Oh man, the opening, look, it was hilarious to me, though. Like you said, he called it the Silver Dome instead of the Super Dome. And oh, you know they let him have it. Like they clowned him for that joint.
Right.
So he had to take that air. We know you're getting old, Hulk, but come on, man. You can't be out there doing stuff like that, brother. But it was entertaining as hell to watch, man.
Right. Hollywood, what you think about your boy Hollywood Hulk Hogan? Well, he went back to Hulkamania for this one, though. Do you think he should have did like Rock and wrote some transcripts on his hands so he didn't get the name wrong?
That's probably what he did. And let's correct this. Let's correct this. He's not my boy. That's Colin. Okay. But this was like the last time it was great to see Hogan.
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear what I just said?
Mm-hmm.
Why you ain't laugh?
Yeah, because I'm like, damn.
It was like this was right before it was like we'll talk about that another day because we're definitely having a conversation about that. But this was right before that time period.
Mm-hmm.
So it was great. Of course, Stone Cold came out, killed it. Rock came out and killed it. I ain't gonna lie. When Stone Cold asked him, did people want to see Stone Cold stun Hogan? Man, what?
Yeah, I thought he was about to give a one too.
Right.
Back in the day when I first watched this pay-per-view, because I watched it live, of course. When I watched it live, I was like, nah, no, come on, not Hogan, man. You know what I'm saying? Because we know y'all can't have a match now. and Hogan can't retaliate. So back then, I still was on the Hogan train. This time when I watched it, I was like, man, please go ahead, stun that. I know you're not going, but stun him. Stun him when you get the beer, so all the beer can spit up in the air.
Right.
But yeah, man, it was a good segment, man. It was a good segment. It was like 20 minutes long. Took a match from one of the kids on the card, but whatever. It was good, but it was cool though. It was a good moment. It was a great WrestleMania. It was a great WrestleMania moment for WrestleMania 30. Yes.
Yeah. Especially to come out though. I know those in attendance lost they shit. You know what I mean? Like you said, Mike T, watching it back in the day, last good time to see Hogan out there, and then you got Stone Cold, one of the greatest, and then The Rock coming out after that. Man, the electricity was flowing for the millions. Let me tell you,
I
man.
still got goosebumps even when I still watch it to this day. So yeah,
me too. And I think it was more so because of Stone Cold and Rock.
Exactly.
We knew Hogan was going to be there. He was the host,
right?
And we knew he was going to open the show because usually that's when whenever they make a host, he's the first person that we see. So it wasn't that big of a not to downplay Hogan, because at that time I was still a Hogan fan, but it definitely it was cool to see him. But then when he messed up, it was super funny. But then when Stone Cold came out, you knew they was going to make fun of him. You just knew they was gonna make fun of him. Just when Stone Cold and Rock dapped each other up, they did a little secret dap, and you knew they was gonna get him. They was gonna get him. I thought they were going to
Vince was in the back, like get out there, and fry his ass.
Well, there's a clip on WWE. I watched it a long time ago, but I watched it this morning too. Of them actually backstage before it happened. Them three, and they was talking, and that's why when Maxx said that Hogan should have had notes or something like that, and I said he did, because that if you look on the joint back then, he definitely knew what he was supposed to be saying, but he just slipped like his age. But Stone Cold and Rock were just winging it, and it was dope to see them three, because you think about WrestleMania, other than Cena, them three is the three.
Yeah. And you knew Hogan knew he fucked up too, because he was like, he had the shades on, you could still read his face. He was like, okay, this is the reaction I was expecting from the crowd. What happened?
He probably
excuse me, brothers.
Superdome.
Right.
He said, "Oh shit, did I say Superdome?"
Right. In his head, he said that shit like, "Oh shit, finger moment."
What?
All right. So yeah, after that entertaining segment, was very entertaining. We had our first match of the night, and man, we had the King of Kings, Triple H, versus Daniel Bryan. And I got to tell y'all, man, seeing Triple H come out of that Conan joint, that shit was hard. Mike T, what you think about the whole DB King of Kings match and JBL on commentary? What you think about that?
Well, something you didn't mention is the three girls that took Triple H's whatever that shit was called off.
Conan gear.
You know who those three girls were, right?
Enlighten me, brother.
Sasha, Charlotte, and Alexa Bliss.
I didn't even pay no attention.
Yeah, those were those three.
Yeah, I missed that too. I did not. Oh man. Okay.
Yeah, if you go back
now, I got to go back and watch it just to see that. And okay.
Yeah. It was them three, and it's pretty dope, because it's just dope. Let me start off by saying this. For those that hate Triple H, because there's a lot of haters of Triple H, this WrestleMania proved all that he don't put nobody over. That's stupid. It's always been stupid, because if you go back and look at his record at WrestleMania, I think he got a losing record.
He stayed putting folks over.
Yeah.
And he put them three girls over. You know what I'm saying? They was in Triple H's, we've seen a lot of stories where wrestlers have been involved in the entrance of WrestleMania and they become the stars. CM Punk, he was on John Cena's car. He was like one of the guys that was on his car just driving when one of Cena's extras. But to get to the match, Watching this again, great. It was a great match, man.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot hate. Like I want to say Daniel Bryan was a B+ player and agree with the authority, but man, he proved himself in this match. I mean, he took it all. The ending of it when he was getting smacked by Stephanie.
That was like this bitch. And
Yeah,
she was great out there, by the way.
Huh?
Like I see what them guys be talking about when they say, "Oh, Stephanie puts that work in,"
Yeah,
because she is one of those people out there. Like you believe what she's saying.
she's her dad. To the
Female
T.
Vince. Mm-hmm.
To the T. She killed it. It was good to see Daniel Bryan pick up the win. It was good to see this match first. It was a lengthy match for it to be a first match, honestly.
Yeah.
But it was a good match, man. It was a solid match. Of course, the right person won. We all knew that he was going to win.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of the only thing that sucked about it to me, because we all knew he was going to win. Nobody in that damn audience, no one at home knew that they wouldn't have promoted he was going to be in a three-way if he wasn't going to be in a three-way.
Mm-hmm.
So, other than that, I mean, it was a great match. Great way to kick off WrestleMania 30. Good match. Good match.
Mm-hmm. The crowd was definitely invested off the break. A lot of action. What did you think, Mad Max? Because I know you paid attention to JBL on commentary. That motherfucker was going ham. I'm like, oh my goodness. If DB could hear the shit that JBL is saying right now, he's gonna catch a flying knee. What did you think about the King of Kings and Daniel Bryan match?
Well, first I gotta start with the intro. Like besides the Undertaker's entrances at WrestleMania, Triple H's entrances is probably the second best that I look forward to seeing because he give me one every time. You know what I mean? That King of Kings whole thing, and I think that's the first WrestleMania you saw him like without the hair. You know what I mean? So it was different, but it was still dope. Like I said, the fact that Mike pointed out that was Charlotte, Alexa, and Sasha, the three girls that was taking off his gear. I'm like, oh wow, okay, that decised it even more. You know what I mean? So props to that. And then to piggyback also off what he said real quick about how Triple H doesn't put people over and how he, has a big loss record at WrestleMania and other main events. Like, come on now. Y'all gotta start hating on the King of Kings for real. Like he actually took his first loss. His first WrestleMania was a loss to the Ultimate Warrior. So
like 45 seconds.
Right, a quick L. So, but as far as the match, Triple H and Daniel Bryan, like, yeah, that was definitely, a great match. Like that was around the time when we knew like Daniel Bryan, he was that underdog boy wonder that everybody was just rooting for to win. So
yeah, the Yes Movement was in full effect that night.
Man, look, that was something special right there. So to see them kick it off with that match, it's like, okay, you already kind of knew where it was gonna go. Like you knew he was gonna get that dub. So that's what's up. And then how Triple H had to play it off and attack him and injure his arm a little bit more afterwards. You know what I mean? But it was great. You know what I mean? It was a great match overall. Like I said, it was a nice lengthy match. It wasn't that quick. You know what I mean? They let Daniel Bryan get his rocks off on it. So I can't say nothing bad about that. Sure.
What's interesting about that match, what we know now is because we all watched it again recently. That was supposed to be CM Punk versus Triple H. Would that match have been as entertaining? Now, I don't know. We don't know if it would have been the same stipulations that if CM Punk wins, he gets in the title match. I don't think that was that was going to be the build. But do you think that match would have been as good? Especially coming off the match that CM Punk had the year before at WrestleMania 29 with Undertaker.
Right. Oh, it would have definitely been a great match. I mean, we talking about CM Punk. Like, he's going to give you a good match. You know what I mean? But I think for this one, it was a little bit, they had the right person in there at the right time. You know what I'm saying? Like to see Daniel Bryan there at the peak of his whole run in that moment, it's like it fit. You know what I mean? Like you say, if CM Punk was there, it would have been a great match, but the impact probably wouldn't have been the same.
Right. That's what I'm pretty much asking. Yeah.
I don't think the crowd would have been as invested as they was with that match. That's what I think.
And I got one more thing to throw at y'all, and we're gonna talk about this another time. Is Triple H the most successful wrestler of all time? Not your favorite, not the best, the most successful. Because I debate myself with that, but
I would probably say, I'll probably say yeah.
All right, we're not gonna talk about it today. I'm just asking. I just want to know, see where y'all heads at.
I get that overall, yeah. Like just off a quick answer, yeah.
Okay.
I would have to agree. And look at Hollywood Mike T picking the brains. I love it, baby. I love it. But like you said, Hollywood, hey, that's definitely a discussion for another day.
We're gonna say that for another day, yeah.
But fans out there listening, make sure y'all put in the comment section what y'all think about the question that Hollywood just proposed. Would you consider Triple H one of the most successful wrestlers out there? What do you think? Let us know. All right. So moving on to the next match, we had the New Age Outlaws and Corporate Kane. If y'all remember Corporate Kane, it's when the mask was gone and everything. He was just out there in the slacks. You know what I'm saying? And they was going up against the Shield. Y'all remember the Shield? Oh, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and Dean Ambrose. And I gotta say, man, like this match was super quick. Shield came off with the win. Roman and Seth looked like WWE competitors to me, and Dean Ambrose looked like an AEW competitor to me. For some reason, it just that's how it looked.
Message.
But, you know what I'm saying? But one spot that I did enjoy was that damn double power bomb. That shit was hard. Like, okay, that was sweet to get the win. So, Maxx, what did you think about the New Age Outlaws and Corporate Kane versus the Shield?
I honestly expected a better match because it was WrestleMania, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, that was also in the height of when the Shield was just out there crushing shit. You know what I mean? So the fact that they did get them out the way as quick as they did, it's like it wasn't surprising, but I expected a little bit more. Now that double power bomb, like you say, was the highlight for me too. Like, cause that shit was mean. You saw young Roman Reigns out there, young Seth Rollins.
The tribal chief
had the blonde streak in his shit, right? But that's still when he was still a soldier of the army. He hadn't earned that status yet.
The only thing he said was believe that.
Right. Yeah, we had that whole
young Messiah, like you said, something wrong
with the beach with the whole blonde streak in his joint and all that. Young Dean Ambrose out there running around. You said what?
He said that's before the Becky coat.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Before the fur collars and the strange color suits and all that shit and all leather.
Oh shit.
But yeah, like I said, quick match, man. The Shield got them boys out the way as they were supposed to, of course. But I mean, the New Age Outlaws and Kane, y'all still could have put up a better fight though. Like y'all ain't they literally hardly got no offense, dog. They might have hit like what, maybe one move, if that. And then that joint got countered on the rebound. Like, bruh. So yeah. It was what it was. It was still entertaining because it's the Shield. Those are my boys. You know what I mean? The Hounds of Justice. So, hey.
All right, okay. Hollywood, what did you think about this match right here?
Man, I'm so glad Maxx is on the show, man. He got a good wrestling mind, man. Because I mean, I agree with him. Only thing I don't agree with is the part that he said that it could have been longer and they could have put up a fight. I don't agree with that for one reason. These dudes were too old. What's Quavo's line? They did what they were supposed to do. Or something like that. Shout out to Quavo. He's sick today.
Shout out to Quavo. We love you, Quavo.
We love you, Quavo. But man, I agree with everything else he said. It was a great. Looking at it now and looking where they came from, man. And you're right, Marshall, because I didn't even look at it until you said it. Roman does look like WWE, indeed it does look like AEW. I swear I did not think of that, dog.
Hey, and you know what move? I'm gonna tell you where it hit me. So
when he was swinging in the air.
When he went diving at him and just started swinging, I was like, what the fuck?
Right.
Like, that's what he did. Seth and Roman look crisp, you know what I mean? Like, okay, they had the mannerisms down, they had the spots down, and then Dean just comes in, the lunatic fringe, and it's just all over the fucking place. It's like, oh my God, okay, we got and no disrespect to any of the fellas, you know what I mean, in the Shield, but it was like we had Vince and Stephanie in the ring with Tony Khan. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it was that part. It wasn't a botch, but it definitely was funny as hell to watch because I looked at it and I was like, what the hell is he doing? And when you just said it just now, I knew exactly what part you were talking about because I said that's what he's talking about. The air punches. The air punches. But another in WWE, you gotta cut me a check, man, because I'm giving you views on YouTube. So either you're gonna have to help us get views or you're gonna cut me a check. But the triple double power bomb is what it's called. There's a clip on WWE on their YouTube where in the backstage, because WrestleMania they do press conferences and stuff like that.
Yeah, WrestleMania week and the whole
it's a super fun. And one thing we did not mention. This was the first WrestleMania on the network.
Yep.
This was the first pay-per-view on the network. So we was all geeked up watching this for $9.99. But anyway,
I'm gonna say it didn't have to spend like $50-$60 for it.
Say the low price of $9.99. Or you gotta do it like Mick Foley. Only on the WWE network for the low price of $9.99.
They was advertising the hell at that before in the weeks leading.
Yeah, they had a press conference and it was a funny little clip, but they was arguing about the name of the move, and Roman finally showed some character. He was like, "I thought we called it the triple power," blah, 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 blah. And he was like, if you go back and watch it,
he did what? Say it again.
He's like, it's called the triple. Blah, 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 blah. It's a funny ass clip. Cause remember,
it was like, this is why we don't give you the mic.
Nah, he didn't say
your line is only believe that.
Oh shit.
Nah, when you guys watch it, bro, like if you guys watch it, you guys will see what I'm saying. Like it was actually really cool to see him with some character. And remember at that point in time, they was kind of teasing them breaking up, but then, like Maxx said, they were so strong during that time as well. So this was like that WrestleMania, and we talked about it before the show. That WrestleMania win was like, all right, these dudes about to be here for a long time dominating. And little did we know, you know what I'm saying? Little did we know in the plans they had something else coming up. But yeah, man, it was quick match. I mean, gave you some good spots. It was cool.
Okay. Yeah, so shout out to the Shield. And we'll get into that, you know what I'm saying, with the new school show about the tribal chief and Seth and that stained fucked up suit shit. But yeah. Right. So next match we had, it was the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. All right, and we had some stars in this thing, man. This thing took me back. This was definitely pre-AEW because you had Cody up in the joint. Cody and Goldust was in this thing. You know what I mean? It's big names, K-Quick, Big Show, of course, Cesaro, Alberto Del Rio. He was out there and very entertaining. You know, you have some good spots. Cesaro with 24 spins on Kofi Kingston. Then you had Sheamus giving the club to Fandango like 28 times, so he was unconscious. So I pretty much enjoyed it. And to see Cesaro strong ass do the Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant moment, you know, that's what I saw when I see him pick up Big Show. That straight took me back to when Hulk Hogan body slammed Andre. And I was like, this motherfucker Cesaro, he didn't just pick him up. He did some walking to throw him over the top rope to get the win. So knowing we know now, and I'm getting your thoughts on it, Hollywood. What did you think about the Andre the Giant Battle Royal and Cesaro winning, knowing now that Big Show was supposed to win? What did you think about the match?
I think Big Show won the next year, right?
I think so.
I think he won the next year.
Mm-hmm.
What was this? This wasn't the first one, was it? Oh,
I believe this was the first one. I believe this was the inaugural.
Okay, so this was okay. Cool. All right, so I'm gonna tell you two answers. The first answer is back then I didn't care, because this was like the super mid card below Battle Royal. Because a lot of these people, I mean, back then, if you look at it, if you like the names you said that was in that ring, Drew McIntyre, Kofi before the New Day. Who else was in that ring? Great Khali was in the ring. I mean, I know I just mentioned him because I just remember his name, but he was really anybody that contributed. But it was a lot of names. It was current WWE in the ring, and it was pretty. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. This time I kind of fast forwarded a little bit because I did not want to watch it. But
hey, dog.
It was cool. It was cool. It was a nice little thing, you know. And so yeah, I gave my answer.
For what it was worth. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I mean, it was cool.
Okay. And to answer your question, you are correct. Big Show did win the following year. He did win at WrestleMania 31. All right.
Cool.
Yeah.
Matt, make a difference. I didn't want to watch that one either.
You ain't won the first one. You should have won the first one.
Yeah, I didn't want to watch that one either.
Hey, kill.
So what did you think about the match, the Battle Royal, Matt?
I mean, like I said, man, it was cool, man. Great to see a lot of talent in one ring. Like me personally, I'm a fan of Royal Rumbles, Battle Royals. Like you get a whole rack of niggas in the ring, just tossing each other around. Hey, that's one of my favorites. So I actually, watched the joint. You know what I mean?
You know who was going hard? I didn't mean to cut you. You know who to me was going hard in that joint?
Who?
Alberto Del Rio.
I was gonna say that. You know what I mean?
He was going in out that joint. Like
first
he
off,
eliminated with that Cody.
He kicked the shit out of one nigga that was on the top rope. Yeah, I can't remember exactly who it was.
Dolph Ziggler.
He hit this one move and it was insane.
That was Dolph. He tried to throw Dolph over the top rope, and Dolph tried to do the Shawn Michaels because he be doing Shawn Michaels shit.
Yeah.
And when he got like halfway over the joke, Del Rio super kicked the shit out of that one. And when he eliminated Cody.
Yeah.
He just pushed Cody off the top rope, which Cody, what the fuck was you doing on the top rope anyway in the Battle Royal?
Everybody
knows.
Look, everybody knows
in
you
a Battle Royal,
you don't hang, you don't stay on the outside of the fucking rope. You get your ass back in the ring. But to see young cats like say young Drew McIntyre, the whole 3MB squad, you know what I mean? Young R-Truth, damn it. Well, R-Truth wasn't that young back then, but it was still good to see him. You know, you had cats like Brodus Clay. You know what I mean? Otunga. You know what I mean? Now the whole Cesaro thing, how he just, like you said, how he picked Big Show up and slammed him over the ring, tossed him out. Not only just picked him up but literally picked him up like he was about to body slam this nigga and then just walked him over the rope and like, nigga, get out my ring. Right. That's why they consider Cesaro literally the strongest guy in the locker room. You know what I'm saying? At one point, he considered that for a while. Yeah, like the Swiss Superman for real. Like he earned that name, dog. So, but overall, it was an entertaining match to watch. You know what I mean? I like seeing cats like Rey Mysterio, Kofi Kingston in matches like that because they give you.
So you like seeing Rey Mysterio beg for his life with the Big Show, like Big Show, you don't pick that little motherfucker, and you heard the crowd die down. I'm like, you don't pick that little motherfucker up and toss his ass out there. You a damn giant. Be a giant.
No.
Yeah, at that point, that Rey Mysterio nostalgia shit, that shit died down. Nobody gave a fuck about that dude. Everybody was like, all right, look, it was cool when he was the champ and all that stuff. You gave him his props to the Eddie, this, that, and the third.
Oh, David and Goliath thing.
Whoop him like you supposed to.
Right.
Get him out of there. But, they going to let Ray get his shine a little bit before he get tossed or whatever. Man, but now that whole
hold up, Max. I gotta say in my Raleigh boy. He look like a bitch.
Hey,
yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I'm with you. Like Rey Mysterio, and I don't mean to take nobody's time, but Rey Mysterio is a great story. However, we watched the man get thrown into a freaking trailer. We watched him get thrown into a trailer. How hard is it to throw him over the top ropes?
Right.
Yeah, that man like 80 pounds soaking wet.
Pick his little ass up and throw him out. He would be the first person I throw out.
Didn't we see him get tossed off a building too? Like,
no, Ray done been tossed off a lot of shit.
In the trailer, the backstage trailer, and WCW. Remember when they threw him in the drain like a dart?
Yeah, I'm saying that, and then he got tossed off the building in WWE.
Oh shit, that's right.
The match to the top rope. They tossed him off the building.
Right.
Oh man. Yeah, man. See, that's why. Yeah, go ahead, man.
Ready to come to the ring. Ready to come to the ring with a parachute on, just in case shit happens.
Nah, facts, yo.
They call that
They
Rey
used to do.
Mysterio insurance. You don't know what the
Oh,
fuck you gonna
trust me.
get
Oh
tossed
yeah,
off of.
my man used to take a whole lot of bucks, dog.
So, but see his ass in the corner begging for his life. It's like this nigga forgot his parachute.
Hey, dog. Nah, that
Oh, my
part was
bad. Go
funny
ahead.
as
Go
shit,
ahead.
man. And then the whole R-Truth and Big Show little part, that shit was, say R-Truth gonna give me one every time anyway and shit, yo.
Mm-hmm.
So, Big Show get rid of that nigga and hit him with his little dance move, whatever. It was what it was. But they say it's a battle royal, Royal Rumble, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
So it was entertaining overall.
Okay. All right. Cool deal. So we're gonna leave that match as a entertaining match. Like I say, Cesaro doing this with Superman thing. Hey, shout out to Cesaro, man. Damn. All right. So next we had John Cena. You can't see versus Bray Wyatt. And hey, R.I.P. Harper. Man, this joint
Right.
gave me chills.
R.I.P.,
Just
man.
when he came out, I was like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? And just before the Fiend bullshit. And I actually liked Bray Wyatt back then, the whole Wyatt family thing, man. Them motherfuckers was legit. It was something new, it was something fresh. You know, had the Fireflies out there, you know what I'm saying? Hollywood T, I know he's gonna sing the song for me when he come on, and oh man, it was just great. But Mad Max, I want to get your thoughts on the John Cena versus Bray Wyatt match.
Man, all right. Well, like you said, the whole Wyatt family thing back then, oh, that shit was legit like that. You know what I mean? Like, it was vicious to see, how they had the entrance with the live band, they had dancers out there, they did it WrestleMania style, how he's supposed to. So that shit was like that. Like you say, RIP to my man Luke Harper, dog. Like, I got a rep for my man the strong way, because like if I remember correctly, he was also a Washington fan. He was a fan of the area.
You know it.
So you got to give it up for my man one time for that. And yeah, like what you see on TV, like you can't always believe these, what you think somebody just, how you see him on the rest. Like, nah, get to know some of these people behind the scenes, though. He was legit a good dude, man, a cool ass cat. I would have loved to kick it with this dude one time at least, man. Like, for real. But as far as the match, yo, the whole angle of the whole thing was funny to me, because it's like Bray Wyatt is trying to get John Cena to tap into his dark side. You know what I mean? The whole match, he's basically leaving himself open throughout the whole match to take the L.
Like
Giving
the
this
steel
nigga
chairs.
a chair. Yeah, like, hit me. Come on. Like, bruh, like, hold up, man. This shit funny as fuck. You know what I mean? You want that man to get medieval on him.
And credit to Cena in that match, man.
Yeah, because he played his part, you know what I mean? He tried to tap, like, he act like he was about to tap into it a couple times, but he just couldn't do it, you know what I mean? But it was still funny as fuck, you know what I mean? He was, the false prophet back then, trying to, convert motherfuckers, trying to basically do what Seth Rollins is doing now. So it was cool, you know what I mean? It was a good match overall, you know what I mean? Wyatt and Cena, they gonna give you one. Cena came out with the W, so it was what it was. I ain't know who was gonna win it for real. Like, I ain't know which way it was gonna go, but to see Cena come out with it. Hey, I wasn't mad at it. I still wish he would have beat the shit out of him. So I wish he would have tapped into that medieval spirit. You know what I mean? But that just goes to show the good guy John Cena is. So yeah, it was what it was, man. That's some loyalty, respect, man.
So you can't see me. All Hollywood right. T, what did you think about the match?
Catch a fire in this night. Just the feeling. I don't know the words.
Me neither.
Hey, y'all.
But it be rocking. And praise coming down. Down to the ring.
With the weird rocking chair.
Here comes Bray and the Wyatt family. They're gonna kick your ass. Kick your ass. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, remix. Sorry. But
Oh shit.
It's one thing. The great thing about this show is, man, we especially the old school one, we get to revisit history.
Mm-hmm.
And last year was the sequel to this match. If you guys remember last year's WrestleMania when they had the basically like Mike said, the whole time Bray was trying to play with John Cena and turn him heel, pretty much. And we had this sequel to this match last year at WrestleMania 36 when they had the little I guess it's called the theatrical match or whatever that shit's called, when John Cena put on the NWO colors and all that stuff. If you guys remember out there, put it in the comments. But for what this match was worth, man, let's just start with the intros, like Maxx said. Well, actually, no, the promo package was great. This was Bray Wyatt. He got the whole world in his hands, Bray Wyatt, and he could do no wrong. We loved it. We loved Bray at the time. We loved the Wyatt family at the time. I remember this was the time period whenever you saw the Shield and the Wyatt family in the ring at the same time, you went nuts.
Yeah, shit was going down.
And they teased it so many times. And it was like they net like a couple times Triple H made them not fight. And it was like that was like, damn, this is the future of the WWE. This shit is dope. This is when wrestling fans that was wrestling fans during the Attitude era could come back and watch wrestling and say, yes, I rock with this. But for me, watching it, soon as I see Bray come out, the band, of course, WrestleMania entrance, great WrestleMania entrance. The band was actually cranking. I don't know if they had the music track behind them, but they said this is one of the crispest entrances as ever, because sometimes, as we'll get into the talking later about another entrance that had a band, the singer gets out of pocket and he be screaming shit. Rest in peace, Lenny from Motorhead. Remember when he did it's all about the game.
Hey, I used to like when he did that shit, dog. Because like whoever he did that, yo, I love when he was doing that shit with the game show, dog.
Do you remember the WrestleMania one when he did it?
Yeah.
And he didn't know the words?
I ain't know. No.
Oh man. That Jay was funny as shit. It was great, but it was funny as shit. But nah. Soon as I see Luke Harper, I couldn't watch this match no more, man. I mean, I watched it, but I had to get up for a second, go make something to eat. You know what I'm saying? Sit back down because it hurt, man. I was like, damn, we never gonna get to see the Wyatt family again. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's certain things like the Shield. We may get to see the Shield again, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, maybe. You know what I'm saying? They're still fairly young. And hopefully nothing, God forbid nothing happens to them, but we'll never get to see the Wyatt family walk down to the ring like that again. Right. And that kind of hurt. But to be brief about the match, the wrong guy won. Period.
Just John Cena.
Period. Period.
Why should have came in with that win like shit? Yeah, like,
he didn't need. John Cena did. Okay, let's just go back. Let's go back to where we were at this point in time. This is WrestleMania 30. WrestleMania 29, John Cena just beat The Rock for the WWE Championship. He did not need to beat Bray Wyatt. If anything, if he would have beat Bray Wyatt, he would have put Bray Wyatt. Okay, in hindsight, everything happens for a reason. So we would have never got The Fiend and none of this cool shit that we get with The Fiend if it wasn't for this match. And he lost. But Bray Wyatt could have been shot through the roof if they would have let him win this match. You know what I mean? Like, and didn't he fight in WrestleMania 31? He fought Undertaker, I believe, and he lost to Undertaker. You know what I'm saying? So like, they was killing Bray, and I just didn't understand why they was killing Bray, like that, and it pissed me off back then. It pissed me off watching it again now. Like, John Cena beat 3 men technically. You know what I'm saying? It's like, come on, man. Like, he didn't need that. Like,
but Bray did end up getting his moment though. Like, he didn't lose that match, and then like he went backwards. He still
They
went
did go
forward
backwards at that time. They went
at the
backwards.
moment, probably at the moment, but he still got his shine.
I don't
Like
agree.
down the line though.
I don't agree. I don't
You
agree
know,
at all. I don't. I think when he won, he you're right. He did eventually end up getting a WWE championship I think he won it at WrestleMania, or he lost it at WrestleMania. One of the two. He ended up becoming a champion later on.
that's what I mean. Like
But
he
I don't think that
he
shit
got the
mattered.
belt.
It didn't matter because he lost it so quick. Like him losing to Cena, the value of the Wyatt family. Like I said, he beat 3 people. And these dudes been running around beating everybody. Like, you know what I'm saying? And just Cena's the one dude that just beat him by himself. Come on, man. Like, you
Super Cena.
And again, the next year at WrestleMania, he lost to who? Undertaker. So it's kind of what CM Punk was saying, like, all right, dude, you got me losing to these dudes, and I'm beating everybody else that's on the current roster. But every time you bring back one, at this point in time, John Cena wasn't still full. This is when John Cena started transitioning to not being full time no more. So I lose to a part timer 2 WrestleManias in a row. That's why we had to get the Fiend, because at this point, I mean, just look at Bray as
Now
Bray
that
Wyatt.
part, you right about that part. If
This is
it
what
wasn't
killed it.
for this,
This
we would have
match
got the
killed it.
Fiend.
This match killed the whole allure of Bray Wyatt. It wasn't no whole world in my hand singing no more. They came back when they got Braun Strowman, and it was 4 of them.
Yeah, they had Braun and all that, and they were still trying to get, like, they ended up getting Daniel Bryan for like a week.
But Daniel Bryan was the one. Daniel Bryan was before this. That's what I'm saying. At one point in time, what you call it, Bray Wyatt was the hottest shit in WWE, even hotter than Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, he was definitely the
and then
guy.
Daniel Bryan joined the Wyatt family for like 3 weeks or whatever, however long he joined the Wyatt family. And then right after he joined the Wyatt family, that's when that yes shit happened. And it tied into this. I'm glad that you brought that up, because it tied into this WrestleMania. But look where Bray went after he lost to Cena, and look where Daniel Bryan went after he won. Everybody elevated in this card except Bray. All the younger talent elevated except for Bray. He was the only one that he declined because of that shit. He after this WrestleMania, he just started losing. I mean, if you look it up, I'm pretty sure he was losing for a while. Bray,
I have to go check on that. I have to look and see. I can't see whether he
Cena
did.
buried Bray, man. Cena buried.
That's why they
Bray.
had to repackage him.
That's
why they had to repackage him
years later, because it was done. It was done. After, put it this way, I get what you're saying. He was able to recuperate and have a career after that. Yes, unlike some people that Cena has buried, like Alex Riley. Some people that he didn't recover from the Cena burial. He did have a career, but don't get it twisted. Him losing to Cena killed all that allure of the Bray Wyatt shit. No one cared anymore. He was coming down to the ring with the lantern. Like, hurry up and get to the goddamn ring, man. That's what it was.
Like the track, but hurry up and get to the ring.
I remember, and y'all remember, this was during the time period right before I moved. So y'all was coming over my house. We would watch, or I was coming over there. We was watching pay-per-views a lot together at this time.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember how we used to talk about that shit. Like, Bray wasn't at this point in time, like, he went to mid card after this, and I did not enjoy it. I did not enjoy him losing.
I mean, I could dig it. But he at least got his comeback though. Like you say, like some people don't, but he got his, so hey, it was what it was.
Well, let me ask you this then, Mike, because this will probably be the first match that I've asked this for. What would you rate this match?
A 6.
6. Okay. Maxx, what about you?
I'm actually going to agree with him on that one, because like the fact how it was a match, but it wasn't a full like fledged beef for real. Bray Wyatt just kept leaving himself open, like I said, purposely wanting him to turn evil and fuck him up. So you can't really call it a full like beef for real. So yeah, 6.
Okay. That's what we're gonna leave it at. Bray Wyatt, John Cena. Y'all get a 6 for that match. All right. After that, man, we had a touching moment. I ain't gonna lie. So those of y'all that are gonna go back and watch WrestleMania 30, get your box of tissues because you're gonna need it. And I'm not even playing because after this match, we had the Hall of Fame inductees. And knowing we know now, I'm gonna go through the list and then I'm gonna get you guys' thoughts on it. I'm gonna start with you first, Mad Max, but let me get through the list first. All right. So the Hall of Fame inductees were Carlos Colon. He was promoter for World Wrestling Council, WWC in Puerto Rico, and a 26-time WWC Universal Heavyweight Champion. Paul Bearer, we all know, the longtime manager for The Undertaker and Kane. Lita, whose real name was Amy Dumas. And we remember Lee, y'all know Lita, come on, Team Extreme, the beef with Trish Stratus, who ended up inducting her into the Hall of Fame, which was a beautiful sight to see. My man, Jake the Snake Roberts, and he was inducted by DDP. That's right, Diamond Dallas Page. Shout out to Jake Roberts. Then we had everybody's favorite bad guy, Razor Ramon, Scott Hall. He was inducted in by Big Diesel, Kevin Nash. And then we had the headliner, the one, the only. Rest in peace, my man, the Ultimate Warrior. You know what I mean? And he was inducted in by Linda McMahon. And man, I ain't gonna lie, I caught chills on this part, because Warrior was inducted that Sunday, showed up on Raw that Monday, gave that touching speech, you know what I mean? And then he passed that Tuesday, man. And it was just like a shock around, the wrestling community. Those of y'all that seen Justice League, that new one that came out, that part where the sound is around the world, it was like that, man. Like that don't shock the world. You know what I mean? Like I said, RIP to Ultimate Warrior. Mad Max, what was your thoughts on seeing a Hall of Fame inductees, man? Like I was like, yeah, Razor Ramon, and yeah, I forgot one. And Mr. T was a celebrity inductee. So seeing everybody out there,
Be the fool, man.
P the fool, you know what I mean?
Right.
And it was touching, you know what I mean? It was like, damn, man. Like, what is your thoughts on the Hall of Fame inductees and Ultimate Warrior?
Man,
I know that was your
look,
guy right there. I remember we used to
that
play
was
wrestling
that was
in
my
the house.
hero as a kid
We used to
growing
get
up, man. That
hey,
was
let me hold up, man. Let me get the people out there backstory. So with me and Mad Max, was little Mad Max, and so I was little Soul Man. We used to do like everybody else and do our wrestling matches, tear up the bed, had a mattress on the floor, had our cardboard belts and everything. And this dude here would take his shoestrings or his bathrobe, whatever he could get, time around his arms. You remember this shit, Mad Max? And he would be like Flash and go from one end of the hallway, and all I would hear coming down the hallway is footsteps coming in. He's running full speed down the hallway, runs in the room, running. Like we had no ropes, right? So he would grab the wall and act like he's shaking the wall. Like greatest shit ever. So I know you had, the Ultimate Warrior pass really hit you. So, but give us your thoughts on the Hall of Fame inductees, man. I had to let the people know about that, man.
right. Nah, it's cool. Look, you know how we used to do, man. We used to tear
Right.
shit up with the wrestling. We used to literally break lobby glass windows and all kind of shit, dog. Trying to throw each other fake into the ropes or whatever and couldn't stop our momentum. Like, dog. So yeah. But nah, this Hall of Fame class right here was definitely legendary for more reasons than one. Like, I personally didn't know too much about Carlos Colon, but I did know that he was Carlito and Primo's father and Epico's uncle. So, they he's part of their family. They got their little thing going. So it's like, okay, that was cool to see. Jake the Snake, oh man, he was one of my, top 10 growing up too. Just because, he used to always have my man Damien out there. Me, I'm a huge reptile enthusiast. So to always see Damien out there every week was dope. How he and put him in the matches, and then to see him lose his goddamn mind and actually come out there with a cobra, it's like, dog, what the hell is wrong with this dude? And I'm like, oh nah. And then to see the Joe bite Macho Man, it's like, oh hell nah, bro. See, back then I thought wrestling was still real. So when I saw goddamn Cobra bite
Oh
the
no, that
man,
was
I'm
real.
like, oh,
that was real.
Yeah,
That
he
wasn't
did.
supposed to happen.
Yeah, the Cobra did bite him.
It
that
was
wasn't
real.
supposed to
The
happen.
snake, yeah, but the snake was devenomized.
So
You know
what? I don't give a damn.
Right.
It wasn't.
So now
Hey,
it wasn't supposed.
Listen. I thought the nigga was gonna die, dog. Like I was a kid watching this shit. Like,
Oh
dog,
yeah, I get you. I get you.
Bro,
I
he's
get
gonna
you.
die.
and now we know the story behind that. Don't know that the
Right.
snake was
It's like,
pissed off.
oh,
Well, Macho
right.
went back and told Jake, "Yeah, let it bite you
Yeah,
first,
oh,
brother."
the story time. First of all, I heard. Look. I listened to that story like recently, like a couple months ago, bruh. That is one of the funniest stories I've ever heard in my fucking life, bruh.
I love hearing that story. I've heard that story over the years. That's one of my top 10 favorite stories.
Pre-match and shit. So we're gonna do this tonight, right? You know how Macho Man talk like dog.
Right.
For those of y'all, if y'all never seen this interview, go look up the interview where Jake the Snake tells the story of the night that Cobra bit Macho Man. It is hilarious. I'm telling you,
The
man.
funniest shit. And then Jake do Macho Man his impersonation.
The voice impersonations. Dog did not miss a beat with it, bro. Y'all go check that interview out, man. It's only like like a 10-minute joint, if that long, but it's worth watching, bro. Trust me.
Yeah.
But Mr. T, you know what I mean, another legendary guy. You know what I mean? Him and Hulk Hogan in the first WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So like shit, you know
that little stint in the back, that little promo they cut in the back was
from earlier when
it was that funny. Piper made that shit. Piper made that promo, dog. Like Piper was cool at first, and then he's like, "Fuck it, let's go again."
Nah, facts, man. Like that was hilarious.
Paul Orndorff, yeah.
Right. You know, then you got legendary Paul Bearer, man. You know what I mean?
R.I.P.
So yeah, man, Scott Hall. What he says, Ramon. Hey yo. You know what I mean? One time for my dude, and then the iconic Ultimate Warrior, man. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I cried like a bitch when that shit first happened, man. Like when the news of his passing and all that, like, that shit definitely hit home for me, man. Like I said, that was
I think I literally called you and checked on you, like, "Hey, dog, you all right?"
Man, stop. I cried like that was my daddy dying or something, man. But to see him finally get his Hall of Fame, like that was good shit though, because for years they struck that man name through the mud. Like they put out the whole, that's when they started putting out DVDs at first about
the destruction. Although everybody else was getting a highlight.
I still have that
reel
DVD to this
they
day.
Said the destruction of the Ultimate Warrior. Like, damn.
Not the destruction, the self-destruction of the Ultimate Warrior. No,
the disrespect,
bruh, the audacity, man. Look. And they knew they fucked up too because they had to come out and put out another DVD a few years later, bro. Like they had to redeem that shit because they knew that was a fucked up piece of shit they put out against that man, dog. Like, all right, it's one thing to be a disgruntled worker, you know what I mean? All right, fine, you might have been an asshole. It was a few fucking wrestlers who was assholes, but you don't never see no other DVD out there dragging nobody else the way they did that, man. So I felt some kind of way about that, WWE. If y'all listening, Vince. Huh?
Cut the check.
But it's good to see that they actually mended that shit, gave him his Hall of Fame, especially right before he passed away like that. Like I say, Hall of Fame, goddamn induction Saturday, WrestleMania Sunday, you see him, Raw on Monday, and then Tuesday evening, my man just gone. Like, oh wow.
Tuesday morning, I think it was.
No, I think they said it was like Tuesday evening or something. He died outside the hotel. He caught a heart attack or something.
They told us Tuesday evening, but I think Marshall might be right. I think it was Tuesday morning.
Like, okay, I know it was like 5 in the morning or something. I know it was like 5 something.
It was.
They told us
late. Morning.
They told us late. You know what I'm saying? After they confirmed it and all that stuff, but I believe it was the morning that he had passed that morning. That morning.
Okay. All right. But yeah, man. So, but that was a cool Hall of Fame ceremony. Like a lot of dope names that deserve to be there. So can't say nothing bad about that. But definitely an emotional one.
Right. Okay. Hollywood T. What you think about the Hall of Fame ceremony? You know what I'm saying? You had you know what I'm saying, the celebrity, Mr. T, your boy out there looking like, you know what I'm saying, Apollo Crews daddy and shit, you
No
know.
disrespect. I care nothing about Mr. T.
You don't care about you, fool. You know what I'm saying? Razor Ramon, the bad guy. Oh, Carlos, Paul Bell, rest in peace. Carlos, rest in peace. Leader, Jake the Snake, Warrior. What you think about the Hall of Famers?
You know, what's something that we might need to do moving forward. Um, First of all, I'm the producer. I am produce all the podcasts on the network, but I'm now on the network as well as someone on one of the podcasts. So my new name is Puffy T.
All right, Puppy T.
Yeah, thank you.
We're going to add this to another persona.
Yeah, or Mike
Love
Daddy.
Guru.
Yeah, Mike T Daddy, or one of them. But I don't want you calling me Mike T Daddy. That doesn't sound right.
I'm not calling you that.
Yeah,
It's like
that
calling
wouldn't
a nigga
sound right. You
delicious.
calling me that? Just call
I'm
me
not doing
Puffy
that.
T. Puffy T.
Ladies out there, you listen to fans of Puffy. Y'all can call him that.
Yeah. But we need to add a segment talking about these Hall of Fames, man. Everything that Maxx said, man. I don't even need to add on to it for real, even though I want to. We weren't this technically this wasn't, the Hall of Fame happened the night before, so it wasn't WrestleMania, but it was WrestleMania weekend. One of the best Hall of Fame nights ever that I've seen. And I've pretty much seen all of them now at this point. So it was one of the best Hall of Fame nights, dope speeches. They made for the Mr. T.
As they should have.
Yeah, because Mr. T had a long speech. But yeah, man. Watching it then, it was like Max said, it was great to see Warrior get his roses. Watching it now brings up a whole, like, we literally just talked about Cena and Bray, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Back to back, we looked at Brody Lee, aka Luke Harper,
Mm-hmm.
and then we see Warrior. Dog, I ain't want to get through a pay-per-view so badly after watching those two, man. And I mean that in the most respectful way possible. I don't mean it like I wanted to rush through it. It was just so much emotion. You know what I'm saying? Like, literally, we just seen Brody Lee, and then the next thing you know, we see, you know what I'm saying? We see Ultimate Warrior. And it kind of sucks because it takes away from the moment of Jake the Snake too, because Jake the Snake was coming home as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Jake had a long road. Scott Hall, long road. So it sucks that week, WrestleMania week, because technically WrestleMania week ends back then, actually it was Tuesday, because remember SmackDown was still on Tuesdays then. So technically that week ended with what happened with Warrior, and just like Max said, man, if you grew up when we grew up, no matter if you was a Ultimate Warrior fan, you watched wrestling. A lot of people get older, you know what I'm saying? Especially, Marshall and Max know what I'm talking about. I'm not talking two people in general, names, but they know the type of people I'm talking about. People get older and they try to act like they ain't watch wrestling. They ain't watch cartoons. They were just gangsters. They just, at 3 years old, they were just watching Menace to Society.
They came out the womb acting like Riley.
You know what I'm saying? Like they was in the Wu-Tang Clan at 10 years old and shit. Like, dude, you was a kid. It was okay. You was a kid, my dude. Like, all right, you might have had a hard life, but at some point, you was around other kids. You talked about kid shit. Like, it's okay. You know what I'm saying? So if you are our age group, even older or even younger, man, that Warrior, like, I'm glad they did him right before he passed. I'm glad they did him right before they passed. Good for him. Good for WWE. We got the Warrior Award after this, So yeah, man, it was a very special moment. Huge moment. Huge. And then watching it again, man, like, I hate to keep going back to it, but literally we just watched Brody and we just watched Ultimate Warrior. And it was like, damn, two legends just gone, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you know, not to be that guy, but what's next? I know what's next.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah,
Now,
that was
quick note.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, quick note before y'all do get off this. A lot of people don't know that Ultimate Warrior actually played in a movie. There was a movie that came out back in the day called Firepower that he was actually
Yeah.
like had a big role in. It was like a 1993 movie, like this little action joint. But he was funny as shit in that joint, man. If y'all never seen that movie and y'all you want to check it out, just go look on YouTube or something. It's out there somewhere. But
We
he was
dropping
hilarious in that
facts.
joint.
Since we dropping facts about movie stars, I bet people out there don't know who Super Shredder is.
You know what? Somebody told me one time, and I forgot the name, but I heard it once. Remind us.
Kevin
Enlighten
Nash.
us. Kevin Nash was Super Shredder. You
Yep.
know what? I
Yeah,
did hear that.
yep. You're absolutely.
I did hear that.
You're
He was
absolutely
in
right.
actually a couple of movies. Yeah, he's been in a
Kevin
couple of movies.
Nash. Yeah, he played in a few movies.
Stone
I
Cold
did not know
called
that.
Nelly the N word.
Yeah. Yeah, The
Boy.
Longest Yard.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
Kevin Nash was in that too. Matter of fact, The Longest Yard had a lot of them.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
Goldberg,
Goldberg was
You
in
Great
mentioned
that.
that,
Khali
don't
was in
you?
that
Goldberg
movie.
was in there too.
Yeah, Great Khali.
Great Khali, yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
shout out to Adam Sandler. I guess he's a wrestling fan. He probably listening. Shout out to Adam Sandler.
Right.
WWE paid him a nice check.
We're gonna need you on Raw and
Right.
SmackDown for at least 2 weeks.
Right.
It had to be some type of budget because they couldn't get Rock.
Rob was in his own production studio.
Right. He just
But
did Gridiron. He just did Gridiron Gang. He was
Yeah,
like,
he
I'm
was on
not
the other
doing another
field.
football
He was
game,
on
right?
Field B.
at that time, he probably did Tooth Fairy.
Lord, that
So,
damn tragedy. I actually watched that shit just to give it a Lord have mercy.
No,
I
it
see
was
why they go
Scorpion King. That's what he did. That's why he wasn't in it. It was Scorpion King. I remember now. Cause remember,
Yeah, because when he came out at the beginning, they had mentioned that the real Scorpion King is here or some shit like that.
Yeah, remember they had him and Hurricane was beefing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That part. All right.
one of the greatest
moving
feuds
on.
ever.
Huh?
One of the greatest feuds ever.
Yeah. Actually, Hurricane actually beat The Rock when he debuted.
That's what I'm saying. One of the greatest feuds ever.
Yeah,
Right.
but that's just in the Stone Cold. What a roll-up package.
Yep. He said,
Man, pull the 1, 2, 3 kid.
that backstage segments, man, what? He said, you ain't even a real. He said, look at you looking like a skinny version of the Hamburglar. You ain't even a real superhero.
Hey, I tell you, Hollywood. I mean, excuse me, Puffy Mike T.
Yes.
Find that, and fans out there. Also, check out, the group in the Four Corners of Wrestling, and post that on there for the fans, man. We're gonna have some good content on there.
I got you, man. I got you.
You know what I'm saying? I got that outtake of Mean Gene on that joint, which is hilarious.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? Oh
yeah.
man. Great stuff. And Max, if you can find that clip that you was talking about, hey, help the fans out and post it on there too. You know what I'm saying? Check us out in the Four Corners of
No
Wrestling.
doubt, man. I got a few clips that come to mind now that I think about it. The fans need to check out for sure. They definitely got some Rock collabo funny moment promos. Those are hilarious, man.
My man. Like I say, fans, check us out here on YouTube and on Facebook in the Four Corners of Wrestling. All right. So moving on to the next match. And this was a match that I think so many memes came out of this match. And all of us know, everybody knows, the internet is undefeated. Unlike The Undertaker. Because we had the Brock Lesnar versus Undertaker match, and this was the match where the streak was broken. And you had, oh boy, hey Jay Will, my bad. Sorry, not sorry, but he looked like your cousin. He was out there. My man, jaw hit the floor. He was just like, what the fuck? Man. Puffy Mike T, what did you think about the streak being broken? I believe you called this back in the day. Like you said, we was watching this. And you called it. I don't think a lot of people believe they were calling bullshit, but you know what I'm saying? Hey, Puffy Mike T, y'all don't know my man stick to his guns.
I also told y'all Trump was going to win.
Yeah, they ain't want to believe it. They ain't want to believe it. I heard you out though.
Yeah, you did. That's why you on the podcast. And your brother. Y'all the only two. Y'all only two that was kind of listening to me. At first, y'all thought I was crazy. Y'all looked like y'all was embarrassed. That Trump talk, I'll never forget that shit. At first, y'all looked at me like y'all was embarrassed to me. Like, who invited me? Man, why did I invite this man? And then I started breaking it down, and he was like, well, he might be right. And then November came, and yeah, I was right. But yeah, man. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Hey, one thing I learned from the military, hey, listen everybody out, you know what I'm saying? Stay open-minded. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it is what it is, man. He was right.
Damn. No, but I knew this shit was gonna happen. I
didn't think it was gonna happen. I
knew it was gonna happen. I didn't because it was supposed to happen a year before. But they got cold feet. And back then, I'm not gonna lie to you. As much as I was right back then, I was mad that I was right because I was pissed off. Our generation ain't never get to see greatness like that. You know what I'm saying? Like our uncles and our grandfathers and all that shit, they got the Dolphins that went undefeated. We got the Patriots that lost in the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? They went undefeated all that way to lose in the Super Bowl. Pissed me off. You know? And in this, you know, he was undefeated, and I was pissed when he lost. I knew he was going to lose. I told everybody he was going to lose, but I made up multiple scenarios of why he lost. And I'm not a big Super Taker fan. I just was a fan of that streak. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted the streak to be wanted it to be intact. Watching it now, it made. Watching it now, this is 7 years later. So 7 years later, I'm looking at it and I'm like, all right, I still don't agree with the move, but I totally understand why you did it because look what it did. It set up Brock. So Brock could never lose again. And we've seen Brock lose, of course. You know, he's been beat a couple times. But
how he loses.
It set him up to be. Again, I'm a Punk fan. Y'all gonna hear this a lot on the show. I'm a Punk fan. I think Punk should have did it because I think that would have benefited Punk way more than it would have benefited Brock. But for what we see now in hindsight, I mean, I can't call it, man. Like, I don't think anybody can question if it was the right move or not now, because what we've seen with Brock, how dominant Brock has been. I mean, that's the one guy he needed to dominate. You know what I'm saying? And he did it. And he went out there and did it. As far as the match goes, the match was a stinker. The match was not good at all. Knowing what we know now, you can see when Taker lost it. You know what I'm saying? I think he got concussed. You can see when he got concussed, and you can see that he wasn't into it the rest of the match. And he was trying his hardest, but like, I wish he, you know, again, seeing what we know now, I wish he would have retired then. I hated that haircut. I hated it. I don't know what era of Undertaker that was supposed to be.
He was going through some
shit. I hated that haircut.
That was the Mohawk shit.
Yeah, Brock looked like he was. I mean, what's Jose saying? He did what he was supposed to do. Yeah, he did what he was supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? And the big guy that looked like Jay Will cousin, he was shocked. There was a lot more people. Now,
hey, one Bama looked like he was totally stressed, dog. Like, man, Maxx had pointed this out to me. I'm gonna get his thoughts in a second. But yeah, hey, my man head was like to the ceiling. His face, hands was over his face. He was like, oh my God. Like, he had put money on the shit.
Did y'all see that this time? Did y'all notice watching it this time they edited it?
How so?
Because remember when they first did it, when he first won, it was a delay. It wasn't just like announced that quick. They edited it this time, you know what I'm saying, so you can see more of the reactions. Because back when it happened, it was 1, 2, 3. It went silent.
That's what I saw this time when I watched it.
Yeah, that's what I saw.
It wasn't that silent. People was like, oh my God, you heard it this time. It was literally, when it happened live, you couldn't hear nothing.
You're right, because Paul got in the ring.
Yep.
Because Paul was in the ring and had his hands over his mouth.
He was the one. He was the only in the original one. The only thing you can hear is, "Oh my god!
Oh my god! Oh my god!" You're absolutely correct. Now that I'm thinking about it, you're absolutely correct.
They edited it a little bit now to make it,
right.
a little bit more dramatic.
They delayed his music.
They put the crowd noise out.
Yeah, they added his music in a little bit earlier because it didn't go. It was like even after he won, and they was like,
it was still about at least a minute until his music came on. Still.
Yep. And it was like, when they the winner of the match, Brock Lesnar. Even after that, it was a little bit longer of the boo back in the original version. This one, they cut it down a little bit. I noticed that. I was like, hold up, let me rewind this a little bit because I don't remember it being this short. And then I went on YouTube and I found a version of it on YouTube. And I was like, it was longer than this. I knew it was longer than this.
Okay.
Yeah. But
because it was like the shock of the world.
It was, oh man, what? I mean, even for somebody that knew that was going to happen, here's the thing: when I say I knew it was going to happen, I didn't know it was going to happen from the dirt sheets. There were no dirt sheets reporting that Undertaker was going to lose. As a matter of fact, the betting odds on him winning was like the most historical odds ever, probably.
Because he was supposed to win.
Yes,
and they ended up switching it. He called it in the match.
Who called it in the match?
Taker called it in the match.
No, he
didn't. Beat him.
No, he didn't.
That's what I thought.
No, Vince called that shit.
He called it audible from Gorilla?
Vince called it
before the match.
Vince called it a week before.
Yeah, they knew that before.
They knew that way before.
Yeah, I saw interviews where they said that they knew it was going to happen.
They called it in the ring to end it earlier than it was supposed.
Okay, that's why I got mistaken. Okay.
Yeah, the match was supposed to be longer, but when he got concussed, they
had to shorten it up.
Yeah, they had to wrap it up. Okay.
You could clearly see that he wasn't
so he could get some medical attention.
Right. You could clearly see he wasn't on his shit.
Right, because he So, and I was gonna get to that too.
Yeah, they knew that he was. They knew he wasn't right. So they called the match early, but no, that was planned.
Oh, okay.
Vince came to him. I've seen Taker's side of it. I've seen Paul Heyman still tries to act like sell the side that Brock Lesnar just went to business for himself, and I refuse to believe that because if he did, Vince McMahon would have came back down there, started the match over, and made. You know what I'm saying? Like he wouldn't have let Brock get away with it. We never would have seen Brock Lesnar in WWE if he would have whipped the business for himself.
Oh yeah, in fact.
Yeah, so I knew that wasn't it, but every story that I've heard since then, it was like, it was Vince's decision. So I think it was a dumb decision, but at the same time, I got what they were doing. I just don't think they needed to do it with Brock.
Okay. Max, what do you think about Brock beating the Taker, breaking the streak?
I mean, Mike wasn't wrong in what he said. Like, there's a reason why they did that. Besides, like, they wanted to give, Brock that indestructible force, that, he was already the beast incarnate. So if anybody was gonna beat the Undertaker at the time, it probably was gonna be him. But I get why Mike said if CM Punk would have did it, it would have been better for his career because Brock was still gonna be the beast incarnate even if he would have lost that match, and he still would have, been fucking niggas up and doing everything they would have did. But for Punk to do it, that shit would have gagged. Like, it would have gave him like a bigger threshold to work upon and shit. Like I said,
best
Brock was
wrestler
already,
in the world because he was already the best in the world.
Right, but he would have really, been that dude. But Brock was already going around fucking shit up. Like he was gonna do regardless whether he won or lost that match. I feel you on that.
No, I don't agree with that.
You don't agree with that?
Nah, because Brock was losing. Brock lost the year before, remember?
Well, this was part of his,
this is when it started. That's when that
and all that. Yeah, but the whole Paul, go ahead.
Now this is when that shit started. Remember, he lost to Cena, he lost to Triple H, he lost to somebody else, I think, right before then. He was losing before this happened.
Well, those probably like to them big names and stuff, yeah. But they had a plan for him laid out regardless. Hold
on. I'm sorry I had to cut you off. We were even at my house. I think it was my house. Remember, after this happened, this is when Suplex City started.
Yeah.
And you remember the first victim in Suplex City was
Johnson.
Right. Took that nigga on a tour.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so all right, he got his whole. Yeah, I mean, of course, you be the guy that beat the Undertaker. It definitely did help Brock as well. You know what I'm saying? Sent him on a different path of destruction. But I think he would have went on that path either way and shit. But it was cool, what I'm saying, for that. That gave him a boost, definitely, but it would have gave, Punk a bigger boost. But it was still cool to see if somebody gonna do it, yeah, let Brock do it. Cause when nobody else really at the time built for it, and he was big as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Undertaker wasn't in the best shape of his career in that match neither. He was starting to, look a little older. He done came back and looked way, yeah, like that last show he did against AJ Styles, he was in way better shape than he was in that match against Brock. And then for him, like I said, to catch the concussion and all that, that's when we started not really seeing the Undertaker around too much, except for around WrestleMania. You know what I mean? Like on a regular basis type thing.
Yeah, that was like during the time he had like his 1 on, 1 off. It was like, what do you say? He would train for like a 45-minute match, and then the match would only be like 5 minutes. And then next thing you know, I think the Brock match, he trained for like a 15-minute match. But the concussion also had a factor too. But like you said, he wasn't trained up for that. You could look at him and tell he wasn't trained up for that match.
Exactly. Because he done, like I said, then came back in other matches in later years and was in better condition. So, like the reactions to me was like, yeah, to see the faces that everybody gave, that really showed how the world really felt. Because it was like that. It was like, whoa, wait a minute. You know what I'm saying? I didn't see it coming. Like I said, Mike said he knew, Brock was gonna do that shit. Shoot, I'd like say I lived by the street, man, so I thought it was gonna continue. So to see it happen, my face was looking just like them Batmans in the crowd. You know what I mean? Especially the one dude, like we all know, the black dude with the glasses and shit, how they call his face, like the one that got turned into the, unforgettable meme, and then you had like the one dude that looked like he was just about to pull his hair out, like for real. Like,
black dude from DMV too.
My man was super stressed off that shit. But
kid's not going to college now. That was that look. Gambled
my
away
wife
the
is
whole
gonna
trust
kill
fund.
me.
What?
I just lost all the money.
I just lost the house. Fuck.
Like, dog, yeah, that was crazy, man.
My friends told me this shit wasn't real.
Right, but like I said, the match itself was not, it was a horrible match. You know what I'm saying? It was stiff as shit. You know what I mean? But
anyway, you know what I mean? So
right.
I expect that from a Brock Lesnar match. I expect some stiffness, you know what I mean?
Right, but the Undertaker's entrance, it's a WrestleMania joke, so he's gonna give you the entrance and all that. You know what I mean? But yeah, no one saw the streak losing coming like that. But it happened. And hey, after that, I didn't care about watching any more WrestleMania matches of his after that for real. I'm like, all right, streak already been broken, so what does the rest really matter? You know what I mean? The Bama T's retirement off one jump, then what? John Cena had to beg him to come back to another jump or something like that, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know. It was what it was, but it was still the Undertaker, so it was still cool to see him wrestle. But shit, since it ain't no streak, it was just like another match to me after that.
Okay. Oh, cool deal. So we're not going to rate this one because this was
please
not
don't.
the best Taker match. So with that being said,
please don't.
we're moving on. I'm pretty sure we're all going to give that a low rating. You know what I mean? So the match after that was a pretty entertaining match.
Shit, I was going to give that bitch an 8 or 9.
For real?
Yeah, hell yeah, man. I watching it again, I enjoyed watching Brock whoop his ass.
Hey, dog.
Okay, let me ask you this thing. Where would that rate in Brock handing out ass whoopings? Where would that rate? Would that be in the top 5?
Hell, dog, he beat the shit
you would
out of
have
him,
to
bro.
put that shit in the top 5 because that's the one that broke the streak. So that shit automatically
he whooped that dude, man. That dude should not have been
Which one was worse? Which one was worse? that ass whooping, and let's take the streak out. All right, I know he broke the streak, right? Let's just take the streak out for 1 second, okay? Which ass whooping was worse? That one he gave to the Undertaker, or the one he gave to John Cena when he took?
Oh no, the one that he gave to Cena was the ass whooping that he.
Cena was.
Yeah, there's no way that Cena.
Like, how many times I lost count after a while, dog.
It was no way that Cena went into that match agreeing to that match. That match just happened the way it happened. It's no way. That's how I feel about that. If we're being completely 100% honest, man.
Oh my God! But he had no way in the world that he knew he was about to catch like 30 suplexes.
Bro, no way, bro. No way. It's no way.
My man had ice packs for days on the back of his
He caught every suplex known to me. He caught a German suplex. He caught a belly to back suplex. He caught a over the top rope suplex. He caught an L5 suplex.
At one point,
a regular suplex.
Hey, young.
Hey, he was like Bubba Gump out there with the suplexes, dog.
He caught him with a Brazilian uppercut suplex. I'm like, what the?
Oh man!
Did he suplex him with the
SummerSlam? Yeah, at one point
with a stir fry suplex.
Hey,
he caught him with a barbecue suplex. Oh, he caught him with a teriyaki suplex.
Oh, caught him with a jerk suplex. No,
he caught him with a curry suplex.
But see that, but to get back onto the match, like that's why I said that I understand now why they did what they did, because this is what started that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like this is what started that. Like John Cena. At any other point in time in life, we would never see John Cena get whooped like that. Right. And if Undertaker would have won and Brock still would have been, you're right, Brock still would have been the beast. But would it made sense if Brock would have whooped John Cena like that after Brock just lost to Undertaker and John Cena just beat Bray Wyatt? No, it wouldn't have made no sense. Having him crush Undertaker the way he did, and then he had a triple double in suplexes. He
had a triple double in suplexes.
He suplexed that man so much, bro. At one point in time, matter of fact, we were together when we saw that joint. At one point in time, we looked at each other and was like, bro, everybody got, matter of fact, weren't we taking shots? We were taking shots.
We started
for every suplex.
Yeah, and we
like, we ended up having to stop because it ended up being too much. Like we got in the 20s, it was like, dog, I think I'm done.
That's what I'm saying. I lost count, man. Like, look, I'm not even gonna count these things no more, dog. He's just done with it.
16 suplexes, bro. 16.
Oh my God.
So
he's just straight ragdolling that man.
No, what we know.
And John Cena ain't no little motherfucker, bro.
No.
So it was like, young, that is crazy.
I would have just rolled out the ring.
He would have just came and threw you back in. Where you going? I got some more work for you.
Hey, we do gotta move on, but I got a question. Did Cena get any offense in that match?
I think maybe
barely a little bit.
It was like an extended Kofi Kingston match. It was like an extended Kofi Kingston match.
Right. I'm gonna go back and watch that show just cause now that
you mean the Kofi Kingston match was an extension of the John Cena match?
Yeah. Whichever one. Oh man, yeah, no offense, just suplexes.
Right.
The birth of Suplex
definitely
City.
More suplexes than anything.
Matter of fact, that was
the birth of Suplex City. Suplex City, bitch.
Right.
Because after the next night on Raw, and I know we're talking about first we're moving, saying a new hair, but that was the next night on Raw. That's when he had Suplex City, bitch, and Suplex City was born.
Yeah, the t-shirts, the merch and shit was selling out of fucking stores, bro.
Suplex City, bitch. Oh man,
we did have merch right after.
Facts.
Yeah,
WWE fast with they shit.
Oh yeah, you say one thing one night, merch is out tomorrow. Or before the end of that night.
Yeah,
catch them on the stands heading out to your car.
Way. Yeah, Stone Cold, same way.
Mm-hmm. The 316. Facts. All right. Moving on because we
can say 16. That's how many suplexes he took. I told you, triple double, 316
times 3.
Hey, young.
It was at that point John Cena realized he fucked up.
He fucked up. Right.
It's like, you know what? I think I talked a little too much about the Rock. I think I'm gonna go part-time. I think I need to go make a movie.
He did go part-time too.
After that, right?
Yep.
Yeah, he's like,
I can't take this shit no more. I don't want to play no more. Going home.
Hey, he was good up until that point. And then a year after that, he was like, yeah, you know, this job, it takes a toll on your body. You know, you got to heal from injuries. Like, nigga, you been in this business how long? You ain't talking about no injuries or nothing until after that match with Brock Lesnar. So now your body's hurting.
Bro.
Hey, he probably still hurting from that shit. He probably wake up in the morning just out of his sleep. Suplex City. No block, no.
Like going to that shit gave him scoliosis or something.
Hey, he's like, oh boy, and Mr. Dees when Dees was talking to a boy Daddy. He's like, Daddy, no. I see it when you wake up. Brock, no.
And every time Brock just popped back up.
Yeah.
And just suplexed him again.
Right.
Brock looked like Kurt Angle 2.0. Suplexing John Cena like that, dog.
Nah, Brock was like Brock Lesnar 2.0. Suplexing Cena like that. Dog, in wrestling, dog, I've never seen no one get whooped like that. And we can there's been matches where we've seen people, you know, lose, and it's been, you know, bloody matches and all types of stuff. We watched the ECW, Lord forbid, not too long ago. We've seen more intense matches. We've never seen a one-sided match with two superstars. Like Hogan wasn't getting dominated like that. Stone Cold didn't even get dominated like that. Yeah. He got dominated when they rang the bell. They think Suplex won.
Got him up out of there. Well, he did beat the shit out of Randy. He did. He took the gloves off.
That was a year later, though. That was a year later. That's what I'm saying. That's dog. It makes sense when you think about it now. It makes sense.
That's when he was beating the shit out of everybody, but it started with Cena.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Cena was ground zero. Cena was ground zero.
To be honest, it probably was supposed to start with Undertaker, but he got concussed.
Yeah.
Right, because he gave him a few suplexes, but he didn't give him that many.
But he gave him like 3 or 5.
Right, it wasn't too many.
That's when Brock turned cocky and everything. Brock, remember when he did the sit up?
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
And he laughed at Undertaker. And he was like, ha ha ha.
Yeah. Right.
And Undertaker had that little bush.
Yeah.
Yeah, can we move on? Because that damn, I'm thinking about the Undertaker hair in this match, and that was the dumbest hairstyle I've ever seen him with.
Yeah. Hey, that's a Jay Will moment. Jay Will would definitely went on his hair. I go on him, Mike. Go on the hair, Mike. That mohawk was terrible, dog. Stupid. Like, what the fuck? Oh man, we're in the ring like Randy Orton. Stupid. We got to move on, man. We got to move on. All right. So the next match after the Brock and Undertaker match, we had the 14 Diva, Vicki Guerrero, Divas Championship Invitational. And this shit was basically geared towards my boo, AJ Lee. Love you, AJ. Giggity, 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 giggity. But yeah, you had some divas in this match. Not Victoria. What was the girl named Fox? Alicia Fox, crazy ass was in this joint. You had what's her name? Can't even remember the redhead bitch. I could not stand her ass. I was like, oh, y'all help me out. What was her name? Eva something?
Summer Rae, I think. What was it? Was it her?
Was that Summer Rae? The one with the all red hair.
The one with the super red.
Eva Marie. There you go.
Eva Marie. Okay. Yeah.
No one in the match could stand her either. So you're not alone.
Oh my God, I was so happy when she got the fuck up out of there because I did not like her at all. Mad Max, what did you think about this match right here? Like my highlight was AJ. You know what I mean? And Naomi. Naomi was in this because this was when the Funkadelics was out. So you had Naomi in there with, I think the girl name was Carmella or Carmen or something like that. And then AJ ended up getting the win by putting that sexy ass move on your boo, Naomi. And it was like she had tapped Naomi's hand, but Naomi ended up tapping for real. So AJ got to retain, and Vicki was out there all upset and shit. So what did you think about this match?
I mean, you already had a feeling that AJ was going to retain her belt somehow, some way. You know what I mean? But that was around the time when, the divas, the WWE was really starting to get starting to get they shine on like how they supposed to be. You know what I mean?
Mm.
You had, like I said, had my boo boo, young Naomi. You know what I mean? I think that's before she even got, with my man Jimmy. Or, you know what I mean? Which one she married to? Jimmy or Jay Uso? One of them Uso boys. But you know what I mean? But overall, yeah, I mean, it was cool. You had what? It was, I forget how many women was it again in the match total?
14.
14. Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You had
Natalia was in there.
right, the
I think
Bella
Natalia was the only one
twins.
that gave it to Eva Marie too. Like she straight moshed the shit out of her
Um,
ass. Like, bitch, get off me.
right. And if I'm not mistaken, like was that the first time we saw Nikki and Brie like go at each other or whatever? Was that the first time we saw them like,
Yes,
because it was like the whole
yes,
Bella twins thing.
yes.
So to see them go one on one, it's like, all right, that was probably the highlight of that for me. But you know, it's still like say, AJ, shout out to you, baby girl. You know what I'm saying? It's
Giggity
always
giggity.
good seeing her do her thing.
Giggity giggity.
So it was what it was. Like I didn't pay 100% attention to the whole match or whatever, but it was still cool overall. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, Nikki and Brie going at it was probably, I don't know, most people's favorite part or whatever. Overall, you had a nice female battle royal or whatever it was, women getting tossed around. Hey, can't never complain about that. You know what I mean? It's a giggity thing to see.
Giggity goo. All right. Puffy Mike T.
You know, I was hoping like hell that you did not bring up the Bellas.
I was too, but hey.
Cause I was like, man, I'm gonna have to kill them. But yeah, Fremont. I hate that shit.
I do too, dog. Oh my god.
Yeah, nah, that shit's the stunt too. Yeah, I
Oh
ain't gonna
my
fake
god,
that
I
little
hate the
part.
Bellas, dog. I
Hey,
don't think
look, I got a question, but this is going to be a topic for another day also. Do y'all believe that the Bellas are overrated?
hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right, look, we're gonna get into that later on down the road. So I mean, go ahead and continue.
Nah, Max, other than the Bella part, man. I mean, well, even with the Bella part, he was right. There's some people that there probably was a lot of people that actually wanted to see that happen. I wasn't one of them. I didn't care for that spot. I didn't care for the Bellas at all. When she yelled "Fremont," I said, "I hate this." I absolutely,
Oh shit.
I absolutely love AJ Lee. That's one of my favorite female wrestlers of all time. I
Giggity,
think if
giggity.
she was still around, she would probably be the best female wrestler of all time.
You already know it. You
Um,
already know it. Shot to right for DC now, man. She just got that DC contract right in the comments.
that's the hey. You talk about couple goals. I mean, she's writing for DC. Punk writes for Marvel. So
Mm.
you know
Man, that's what's up. They
that's
taking
couple
over both
couple
worlds.
goals. You know what I'm saying? But
Mm-hmm.
of course, she got the win in one of the sickest submission moves of all time. Black Widow. It was a good match. I mean, it was your typical popcorn, go get some refreshments match. Um, it's wild to see that fucking what's her name? What's Snuka's daughter's name? Tamina. She's been friends with everyone,
Mm-hmm.
and now her and what you call it, are friends again. Well, her
Natalia.
and Natalia are friends currently on the current product.
Right.
But she's been in every group.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Bellas really suck. They blow
I
me.
concur. Yeah.
Like they like, and Nikki got better. Brie was horrible. Like Brie.
When she knocked old girl out, I was like, you need to retire. She
And there's a
came
rumor
back
that
for
they're
that
coming
one
back.
jump, and I was like, oh my God, you gonna kill somebody.
Yeah, there's a rumor that they're coming back.
Lord have her, they don't need to.
So can we move on, please? Because my head hurt.
Yeah.
Well, can I get a giggity goo for AJ Lee though?
Oh yeah, I mean that's my
Hey, giggity,
homegirl.
giggity.
I'm not
Giggity,
gonna give
giggity.
nobody else's wife no giggity, but yeah,
Hey,
that's the homie.
hey, Punk, come fight me.
He's stupid. Like
All right, but
I don't want her, but she gets some love from me. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
she
I
definitely gets
respect.
love.
I
I don't
love her.
want her
Respect
now.
what
Nah,
she
I
do.
don't want her. You know, she's a little crazy, but yeah, she
I
definitely
wish
get
she
love.
would come back, but she ain't never coming back.
Nah, yeah, she's never coming back. That's one I can definitely say. They say never. We can say never about her.
Yeah,
You know.
they fired her. They fired her husband on their wedding day, so she ain't never coming back.
Yeah, that's ultimate disrespect right there. Damn.
Right.
All right, so moving on. We had the main event of the night. All right. Randy Orton versus Batista versus good old Daniel Bryan with the whole crowd behind him chanting, yes, yes, yes. So, fellas, what did y'all think about the main event?
Oh
Puppy.
man.
Oh, okay, let's go, Mad Max. What you think about the main event?
Oh my bad. I ain't want to take nobody's turn. I'm sorry. But shit. Overall, I mean, it's a bomb triple threat. I mean, Orton, Batista, the
Mm-hmm.
underdog, Daniel Bryan. Like I
Coming
said,
away
got
with the win.
everybody right. He just whooped Triple H ass early. You know what I'm saying? In a nice damn near 20-some minute match or however long it was, then got whooped some more after the match. So to see him, you know what I'm saying, still, yeah, it's like, all right, you already like, damn, my man had already been put through the ringer. So you see him go against these two motherfuckers, and then I know y'all seen what they do. The Batista bomb RKO through the table.
Yeah,
Dog. They fucked my man up with that
all
shit,
the way
though.
up. Randy
They
got fucked up too because he landed on that damn TV.
dang, oh yeah, had his back bleeding and some more shit, young.
Mm-hmm.
Like, whoo. So, they had to bring the stretcher out for Daniel. You thought he was done. But
Mm-hmm.
no, my man just started hitting the motherfucking Hulk Hogan or Ultimate Warrior spirit out of nowhere and just started, yeah. And then he comes back and actually wins the match. What? So like, come on, like the crowd went crazy. That was cool to see. You know what I mean? Underdog get the title. You know what I mean? All that. Woo woo. Not one belt though. Not one. He held two belts. So hey, it was cool. I enjoyed it. You know what I mean? And that was that.
All right. Buffett, what
I
you
did
think
not
about the
enjoy
main
this
event?
shit.
Huh?
I didn't enjoy it.
Nah.
Not the first time, not the second time. Now me saying I didn't enjoy it doesn't mean it wasn't a good match. Great
Mm.
match. However, I just hate when I know what's going to happen. And this is one of them situations where we all knew that Daniel Bryan was going to win.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? When they brought the stretcher out, I thought the stretcher was for Randy Orton because,
Yeah, I did too.
like you said, the way his back hit that joint,
The
he took that
TV
the
hell,
most.
yeah.
Mm.
That RK Batista bomb,
Yeah.
which was a sick move.
Mm-hmm.
I think WWE did Batista dirty because remember he's the one that tapped.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
you know, but it led to some good stuff after. But I ain't really like this. I'm happy Daniel Bryan got his moment,
Mm-hmm.
but I think they could have set it up a lot better than this. I think they could have had him. I mean, if for what it's worth, I know a lot of people were like that doesn't make any sense, but he could have stayed his ass in the back and then came out at the end and then won. You know what I'm saying? Because he was so hurt
Mm-hmm.
in the first match, he could have stayed in the back and let them two fight. Because that's pretty much what he did. He wasn't really in the match much. They were just fucking him up.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all about
Yeah,
no
for the
offense.
most part, yeah, two
Really.
mammoth ass niggas, yeah.
Yeah, they were just fucking him up. And like, I get it. He's, he got super strength and he's like an X-Men or some shit, whatever. But it
With the
wasn't for
furry
me.
boots.
Like, he went through all that with Triple H, and then he beat these two after they done whooped his ass over and over again. Like, nah, man, they could have left him in the back. He came out like they could have had the doctors pushing him back. Like, no, you're not clear. You're not clear. No, no. And he's coming.
Right.
People are
Nah,
yelling,
I get what
yes,
you're saying.
yes. And he just gets in the ring, and he does the double knee once to Batista or whoever they wanted him to pin, and he could have pinned him, and it would have been over. But it was. I mean, again, you can't get mad at the fairy book endings, the fairy tale endings of stories. You be a hater. So I'm no hater. I think it was a good WrestleMania moment, but it was only good because it was a WrestleMania moment.
Right. There's a lot of confetti at the end. I'll tell you that.
Man, what they
You
made the
couldn't
whole.
even see inside the ring no more.
Hey, AEW, you want to know how to end a pay-per-view? Watch the WrestleMania.
I keep on telling you, man. And look, tune in on Sundays, you know what I'm saying, for the new school shows. What do I say? If they want to sit there and hire all these old WWE talents, they need to get some old WWE technicians.
I think that's the problem. I think they got them.
It was the reason why they was fired, huh?
Yeah.
Hey, dog.
Oh, man, at least they got a job somewhere. Oh, man. So what would y'all rate this pay-per-view overall, Puffy T? What would you give the overall pay-per-view?
I'm going to give it a 7.58.
7.58?
Yeah, because it was a good play. It was, well, you know, I've trashed this pay-per-view a lot so far, but I will say watching it again, it brings back the nostalgia feeling. It brings back, like, I think all WrestleManias kind of do that to you.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of remember where you at, and so that's why I think 7.58.
Okay. Now let's keep in mind this WrestleMania 30 was listed in the top 5. All right, Mad Max, what would you rate this whole pay-per-view?
I give it an 8.5. Just because, you know what I'm saying, like they did have some good matches. You know what I mean? It was the inaugural Andre the Giant Battle Royal. You know what I mean? They got my man Ultimate Warrior in the Hall of Fame. Finally. You know what I mean? Um, the streak, even though I didn't enjoy watching them lose it, you know what I mean? It was still a monumental moment. So it goes down in wrestling history for sure. You know what I mean? So yeah, and it wasn't too much that happened that was like super boring and nothing. You know what I mean? Even like even though I didn't really care too much about the Divas Guerrero Invitational, you know what I mean? It still was good to see the nostalgia, like Mike said, the nostalgic factor of a lot of these women that we're still seeing today doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them even went on to become champions. Well, I would say a few of them went on to become champions in that match. So that was dope. So yeah, 8.5 for me.
Okay. I'm gonna have to agree with you guys. And what's that?
Now I was gonna just add real quick, and then I enjoyed Bradshaw's commentary. Like that's when he kind of started getting into commentary not long before that, right? And he was always one of my favorites anyway to listen to. So yeah, him and King together, epic.
Okay. I'm gonna agree with you guys. You know what I'm saying? Give this like an 8.5. A lot of action. You know what I'm saying? The beginning, like I say, with the exception of Hogan in the beginning. You know, I like seeing The Rock come out, Stone Cold. The King of Kings with his gear, I always loved his interests. Like you pointed out, Mad Max, JBO on commentary was fucking hilarious. You know, certain spots in it with Cesaro, Sheamus, you know, just overall, yeah, definitely an 8.5. And the ending was one for the records. You know what I mean? Like definitely one of the best endings in WrestleMania history. You know, yes, chant, the confetti, you know, the crowd definitely went home happy. Okay. So moving on, you know how we do on the old school shows, baby. It's appreciation time. All right. So who gets the appreciation this week? Well, let me tell you about it. All right. It is a female. All right. Debuted back in the day. I'm talking about July 1985. Man, it's back in the day, but that's why we're here on the old school show. All right. Now, if I go any further, the next thing I'm going to say is pretty much going to give it away, but I'm going to go through it anyway. All right. This woman is considered the first woman of wrestling. All right. Met her husband back in 1983 when she was a TV announcer, and they married in December of 84. All right. I'm talking about the one, the only, Elizabeth Ann. Not gonna say her last name because I'm going like this. The one and only Miss Elizabeth. All right. Y'all know her. Ex-wife to the Macho Man Randy Savage. Had a long run with the WWF from 1985 to 1992. Then jumped over to WCW for a short time from 96 to 2000. All right. Seen her in a little beef stuff when she went over there at WCW with Macho Man, and man, just had an extensive career. Never really got in the ring. Had her first match in March 8th, 2000. But being in the business since 85, I mean, goodness gracious, Miss Elizabeth. And just seeing her come down to the ring and just do what she do. And I think Bruno Sammartino, when he first saw her, he was like, oh my gosh, she looks like a movie star. So hey, that's why Macho said, oh, this is a winner right here. I gotta keep. But they divorced, and she ended up getting remarried for a little bit, then hooked up with Lex Luger, and unfortunately, at the time of her passing in 2003, that's who she was with, Lex Luger. So we'll go around, talk to the guys. Start with you, Hollywood. Give me your thoughts on Miss Elizabeth and her being the first woman of wrestling, and what you remember about her.
I'll just keep it brief, man. When you think of Miss Elizabeth, all the other stuff aside, none. We don't talk really about that on this show. We give praise. All that other stuff aside, when you think of Miss Elizabeth, you think of elegance, you think of class. Mm-hmm. And yeah, man, she was one of a kind. She was, like we said last week with China, she was one of the first to do what she did, and she barely spoke, but she spoke loudly when she spoke. Not necessarily verbally, but she spoke loudly. So yeah, much props to Miss Elizabeth, man.
Okay. Yeah, I remember when I was watching the beef with George the Animal Steel. I think George the Animal Steel had a crush on Miss Elizabeth. The Macho wasn't having that shit because Macho was always protective of Elizabeth. You look at Elizabeth, don't you be looking at my Elizabeth. Yeah. So that joke was crazy. You know what I mean? Max, what are your thoughts on Miss Elizabeth?
Oh
your
man,
appreciation for
Miss Elizabeth. First off, you know what I'm saying? Let me send my RIPs, you know what I mean? My condolences to her family, you know what I mean? She's definitely a legend in the game and will always be loved. She came out as she was gorgeous when she first came out, you know what I mean? She was a well-loved lady. Like you said, she was literally dubbed the first lady of WWF back then. You know what I mean? Like I said, her and Macho Man, they got together. She basically became his manager. You know what I mean? I remember her feuds. Well, not her feuds, but her involvements in, Macho Man's feuds with, like you said, George Animal Steel, the Mega Powers. Like, she was the reason they started beefing, Macho Man and Hulk Hogan. You know what I mean? And then that's when Macho Man went and got Sherry, you know what I'm saying, after a while. And daggone Elizabeth was rolling with Dusty and Sapphire and them, you know what I'm saying? And when at WrestleMania 7, when Savage lost to the Ultimate Warrior, Sherry started whooping Savage's ass, and then you see Elizabeth out there in the crowd, and they kept talking about it and hyping her up all night too. You know what I'm saying? And then she just comes out there and starts, gets Sherry off of Macho, gets her out the way, and then them two reunite, you know what I mean? That's like a
such a beautiful moment. Oh
right,
God.
you know what I'm saying? Because she was like the princess or the queen of WWF. So it was like, oh, the queen and the king are back together. It's so touching.
They got the winter out of here.
Right. But like I said, she didn't really wrestle nothing for real. She was just like there. You know what I'm saying? She was just a nice personality to see, you know what I'm saying? And Macho Man, she got most of her memories with him. You know what I'm saying? That whole feud with Jake the Snake, you know what I mean? She had her little role in that or whatever. That was funny to watch. It was funny, but then like I say, getting bit by that cobra, it was like, oh shit, you thought that man was gonna die for real. So but she was around for all of that. The whole Ric Flair feud where Rick put out the rumors that he used to date her before Macho Man had her back in the day and put out them fake photos and shit. Like, that was funny. You know what I'm saying? It was like good TV back then. But, after that, she went to WCW, you know what I mean? Got with NWO and all that in 96 and had them little issues or whatever. But by then, it was kind of like, she really, to me, didn't have that same luster at that point that she did, back in the day. She was more like that late 80s star type woman. You know what I'm saying? The mid 90s is like, all right, I see you, but I don't see you. But always loved Miss Elizabeth, though. Like I said, she still goes down to me, you know, as one of the greats of WWF. You know what I'm saying? One of the originators for the women. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Kind of sad she never got her Hall of Fame, but hey, it is what it is. But hey, all love to her, man.
That's right, Mr. Elizabeth. All praises to you. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, always dubbed the first woman of wrestling. And like you said, Hollywood, we're not gonna go into too much dark side. You know what I mean? We're just gonna keep it pleasant and give her roses and let you know, Miss Elizabeth, rest in peace. And we appreciate everything that you did for the business. All right.
Right.
Now, moving on to our next person we are appreciating. This next individual, man, let me tell you, man, I went and I did not know that this woman did as much as she did. So that's your first clue. It's another female, in honor of Women's History Month. You know what I mean? Honoring our women out there. All right. And she made her debut July 14th, 2005. All right. So first time we saw her on TV. All right. She left in 2014. All right. Currently, what is she doing? Currently, she's on AEW. All right. But this woman has had her hand in a lot. All right. I'm talking about GMs, managers. All right. Little sex scandal affairs. You know what I mean? So let me just give you a list of her factions before I drop her name. All right. Talking about La Familia. All right. With Chavo, Edge, Kurt Hawkins, Zack Ryder, and Bam Neely. All right. Manager to Dolph Ziggler. Manager to Late Cool. Know what I'm talking about? Yeah, talking about the ex-wife of the late, great Eddie Guerrero. Vicki Guerrero. And fellas, let me tell you, man, Vicki is just one of those people where you don't even gotta hear. Well, I say you ain't gotta see her. As soon as you hear her voice, you know who the hell that is. Excuse me. Like, oh shit, this bitch is here. You know what I mean? Right. But man, totally entertaining, totally great. Trained by Eddie, like I say, rest in peace to Eddie. Trained by Eddie and Chavo Guerrero, Chavo Jr. That is. General SmackDown, general manager on SmackDown from 2007 to 2011. General manager of Raw from 2011 to 2013. Man, Mike, this is like your favorite part. I think she became the general manager of SmackDown after Teddy Long had that that heart attack after the wedding, which you say is the blackest wedding on earth.
Holla, player.
So yeah, man, like accomplished so much, man. I mean,
hold up, player. Tonight, I'm gonna put the BOD in a tag match, player.
Uh-oh. Bring them on, baby. Bring them on. Well, yeah, 2008, Baltimore Sun, best non-wrestler of the year. 2009, 2010, Wrestling Observer, best non-wrestler of the year, and a one-time Miss WrestleMania. What was your thoughts on Vicki Guerrero? Puffy Mike T.
Man, listen. I was about to say something, and I'm not going to say it because I'm going to give her praise. Vicki, matter of fact, I'm going to say it. This is the old school show, Vicki, but if you ever hear this, quit while you can. Come back home.
Oh, she can't.
Come back home. She can't.
They cut her off.
No, they cut her off because she went there. Come back. you go into Vince's office and start screaming and come back. Now, to the praise, Man, one of the greatest heels of all time. I don't like to say, I know we sometimes say the difference male female with the woo. One of the best heels of all time. Period. Vicki Guerrero. Man, annoying, loud, screaming, yelling. I mean, whatever you want to call it, she's one of the greatest heels of all time, man. Shouts out to the Vicster. She does her thing. She's great, and man, mad love and props to her, man. I mean, just to know she's Eddie Guerrero's wife, and a lot of times we don't see if I'm not mistaken, she didn't wrestle. Well, she wasn't in wrestling before Eddie passed. No one knew who the hell she was, and she just stepped up, and it just goes to show you, like, she really loved her husband because she paid attention to what he was doing. And man, she killed it. She knocked it out of the park. I'm gonna leave on this note. Vicki, I know the money's good, whatever they're paying you. Leave now. Abort mission. Go back to WWE. Leave. But yeah, much love to Vicki.
Yeah, there's still time. You can still make a change. Edge is there. Give Edge a call. Be like, Edge, I need to talk to Vince.
Right, you can do that storyline, man. You can do you and Edge can hook back up.
Man.
I'd rather see you hook back up with Edge and know that shit ain't real than motherfucking you being AEW just rotten.
Right, she go be the Dirty Dog manager. You know what I mean? She go team up with the Dirty. Her and Ziggler can get linked back up together.
Hey,
you know
so.
what I mean? What do you think about Vicki Guerrero and your appreciation for her, man?
Oh man, Vicki Guerrero. Somebody come get they motherfucking auntie, please. Like, dog, this woman here, bruh. Like, nah, I agree with what Mike said. She's definitely one of the best heels in the game. Like, I don't even want to see her as a good guy. She's that good of a heel. Like, keep your heel persona, please. But that fucking voice, like you say, excuse me. Like, dog, you could hear that shit coming from a block away, bruh. And it's like, bruh, oh shit, here she come, dog, run.
Right. She one of them. Like, oh shit, y'all ready to go?
Dog. Right, dog, it's time to get the fuck out of here, right? Come this bitch. It's like, nah. But
yeah, she's doing great work.
nah, facts, exactly. That means she doing her thing, yo. But the first time I saw Vicki Guerrero, I remember was when Eddie Guerrero was beefing with Rey Mysterio.
And
I
was gonna bring that up too, yeah.
He had the family secret that he was gonna give away, that supposedly Dominic was his son for real and all that. And Vicki came out of nowhere, you know what I'm saying, like trying to tell Eddie, nah, you better not do that shit. You know what I mean? Like basically try to stop him from doing it. You know what I mean? That was the first time I saw Vicki Guerrero. And then from there, you saw more of her after he passed away. You know what I mean? She became more of her own entity in, you know what I'm saying, WWE. But she definitely, you know what I mean, did a lot. You know what I mean? Like I said, did a lot for the company, man. She had a lot of roles, played her part in a lot of beefs, you know what I mean? And she hyped shit up. Like certain joints that probably would have been boring, her fucking loud mouth ass and her antics, you know, kind of gave it more juice. You know what I mean? So you gotta respect to her for that.
Preach, bro.
So, and then when she became the whole GM, that her whole segments for them, you know what I mean? She was what, from 07 to 13? That's basically shit. Damn near half her tenure.
Shit, Cougar Vicki Guerrero was the shit too.
Right.
Yeah. With the all black and the spiky hair and all that shit.
And the chain that said Cougar. Yeah,
that's when she was after Ziggler.
Hey, one thing I wanted to point out: our pay-per-view the week was WrestleMania 30, and she had an involvement in that. She only had like maybe 2 lines, right? And one was when it, excuse me, and then she announced the joint. And she said, "I want to give a special special good luck to all the competitors and you, AJ." She's so good at a heel. That even if you want AJ to lose, you just wanted to see her face when she had to hand the belt back to AJ.
Nah, facts.
And she stood on the toe.
AJ actually won that shit.
Remember, you know how the men's one was? Because this was before the female battle royal. Remember how the men's trophy was? They had Andre the Giant standing on the joint.
Yeah, the big ass heavy jump.
Vicki was standing on his whole thing too.
Right.
But it was really her.
Oh shit.
I ain't gonna lie, yo. I was having a little moment. Every time they showed the video, I was looking at her thighs. Well, I was like, damn, I like them shorts.
Thank you. Nah, she was
But then when
definitely
she
on
started
Cougar
talking, I'd
status
be
for
like,
real.
oh my God, you know what? Okay. It was like that Quagmire boy when Quagmire was in line and the chick turned around. He was like, you know what? Nope, never mind. Remember.
Never mind.
Oh man.
But nah, she definitely get her roses, man. She did a lot for the company. You know what I'm saying? Like Mike said, come back.
Right.
You know what I mean?
There's still
come
time.
back. We miss you over here on the WWE side, shorty.
Yes. Vicki Guerrero, we love you. Yeah, I'm gonna give Vicki Guerrero a giggity. You know what I mean? Just cause, man. We love you.
I ain't going that far.
Hey,
Right,
you
I
ain't
don't
got
know
to.
about that one.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna give it to her.
We're gonna let you have that one.
Yeah, because of the thighs. You know, I seen a post one day. You know, it was like you can build your
Bro,
own.
move on. What are you saying? You're a creep.
What would it be? Hey, yeah. Let me have my moment. Stop hating because you don't like it. Anyway, Vicki, we love you. All right, fellas.
Hold up, player.
You got don't start. All right. So moving on, we got everyone's favorite segment. One's gotta go. All right. Get your paper, get your pen, get ready. All right. Because here come the choices. Today, we're doing belts. And we ain't just doing belts, we're doing specialty belts. All right. And I'm gonna drop down the specialty belts. And y'all know the rules. One gotta go. All right. So here are the belts. Y'all ready? Here we go. We got Daniel Bryan's eco-friendly belt. All right. We got the $1 million belt. We got the Smoking Skull belt. And then we got the spinner belt. All right. One gotta go. All right. So I'm gonna start with you, Puffy Mike T.
Bye, spinner belt. Bye.
Bye, spinner belt. Okay.
Get the hell out of here.
Spinner belt. Yeah.
No. Hold on. Is it still the same? Is it still the same rules? Because everybody every week gets to change the rules. So this week I'm going to ask, is it the same rules? So everything
what would you change?
with
It's the same rules. What would you change, and why would you get rid of spinner belt? I want to hear this.
No, I'm asking because, like, if we get rid of the belt, does that mean anybody that held that belt, we get rid of them too?
No. Just get rid of the belt.
Cool. I'm about to say, okay. Then it's definitely the spinner belt. You got to go.
Okay. Why so?
Because it's ugly. It looks stupid. It was a dumb belt. It was the reverse of the dog. Why did we have to have a spinner belt? Really? Mm-hmm. And nobody black held it. You took from our culture. That wasn't no white people thing. There wasn't nobody running around with no damn spinner. That's when John Cena was trying to be a rapper still. Remember, that was the second time he put spinner on the belt. Because remember, he did it to the U.S. Championship too. So, I mean, and I'm not trying to be the super pro black guy, but yeah, man, I mean, you took from our culture. The belt looked stupid. It was ugly, horrible design. Yeah, it was just a dumb belt. I was so glad when The Rock came back and unveiled the new belt, and CM Punk was like, "Ooh, I want that one."
Instead of this toy, I don't want this toy.
remember when CM Punk lost the belt to The Rock, he still kept the belt. So they had to give Rock a whole new belt. So that's when the new design came. And then CM Punk was like, "I want that one." That shit was cool. I remember that shit. But yeah, that spinner belt was horrible, bro. Like, and it also represents a dead era for wrestling fans. Like, we watched, but we didn't watch. You know what I'm saying? We didn't watch because of Cena, but then we started watching because of Punk, Daniel Bryan, people of that nature. And when Punk held it, Punk was the one that kind of gave it some relevancy. I know there was different versions of the belt. My favorite version of the spinner belt is the Miz version, which is just they just made it upside down, and it didn't spin no more. But yeah, man, that's the worst. That drink gotta go.
Okay. So I can I do my song now?
Go ahead.
Spinner belt. Get the fuck out Mike's crib before you get killed. All right, Max. What you got, man? One gotta go. Is the eco-friendly belt, the smoking skull belt, the $1 million belt, or the spinner belt? Which one gotta go?
Man, look, for me, I'm gonna say get that fucking piece of shit cardboard,
I knew
fake
you was
ass,
gonna say
no
that. I
gold,
knew it.
no
I knew it.
diamonds,
I
planet
knew it.
champion wood from a tree belt out of here, dog. Like, bruh, when I saw that belt get debuted, I was pissed, bruh. I was like, what the fuck? Like, don't get me wrong. I feel what Mike's saying about, John Cena and the whole spinner thing. It was a horrible idea. But, I get why they did it. John Cena's supposed to be the cool rapper kid who's representing for the hip hop community and wrestling and all that. You know what I'm saying? But look, this shit right here was an atrocity. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. That don't even look like a real belt. That shit looked like something that came out of cereal box.
Yeah, I definitely gotta say something back to this one. Go ahead, man. Keep going.
But
shit.
I mean,
I'm gonna go back
I
to you,
get
Mike.
why they did it. It was like supposed to be they trying to represent for the eco-friendly. Everything's supposed to be going green at the time. They trying to put solar panels all over the world and all that. I get that. I get wanting to go green and be eco-friendly and all that. But why y'all have to do that to the belt? The belt's
That
supposed to
ain't what
be
they did it
made of
for.
gold, huh?
That ain't why they did it.
Oh no,
Daniel
Mike,
Bryan,
I got
Daniel
something to say
Bryan
after
was-
I got something to say after he say too. I got to still make my choice. So go ahead.
Yeah, WWE
Daniel
give two
Bryan was the plainest champion. He wanted to be eco-friendly and all that. That's why he made the joke the way he did.
But that's not why they agreed to it.
Diamonds. Huh?
That's not why the WWE agreed to it.
No, I'm not saying. I'm not saying about all that. I'm just talking about like in his mind why he goddamn even had that belt period and shit because he wasn't with the whole gold and diamonds. He wanted to be simplistic. He wanted to save the earth and all that type shit. That was his whole planet.
Great. He was a great heel.
Okay. Hold on.
I ain't saying he wasn't a great heel. I'm not saying like his
that's
heel
that's what took that shit over the top. He was like, I'm better than you people.
No, I get that. And I'm not saying nothing about that. I'm just saying I just hated the way the belt looked. Like you could at least kept the belt gold, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? You want to put some wood on it? All right, fine. You know what I'm saying? But why that whole tray look like a piece of plastic? It sounds
like you hated the belt, which means it worked.
And once the next champion came and beat him for that shit, what they do? They got rid of that shit.
That was Kofi. See, that's what I think should have happened with the spinner belt. The spinner belt was around too long.
They kept the spinner belt around too long because, like I said, around that time period, the spinners, everybody wanted spinners, and that was all the hot thing in the community. Like everywhere, everything was spinning. So it's like, what the hell? So yeah, WWE wanted to be cool with the community.
All right. So Max, that means for you, eco-friendly belt. Get the fuck out my crib before you get killed. Okay. Now, for me, this was tough, y'all. This was tough. So I had to put it in a section of which belt did I talk shit about the most. You know what I mean? So when it came to the eco-friendly belt, I was like, I felt where you was coming from, man. I was like, what the fuck? But what they doing with this cardboard joint, that joint hit any kind of fire, that joint is going to be done. You know what I mean? Oh, it's made out of hemp. Oh shit, he about to be rolling that motherfucker up. He about to be getting lit. You know what I mean? And that was like it. With the spinner belt, man, I was like, what in the fuck is that toy? For one, like everything that The Rock has said when he had saw that shit, I was saying I didn't like it. The spinner thing, it was cool for like 2 seconds. Cause like Puffy T, got so many fucking personas over there. As Puffy pointed out, he had did that with the US belt. So it was like, okay, I've seen that before. Then when you bring it to the world championship belt, it was like, nah, man, like, come on. And then after a while, like the joint, I guess, started loosening up like the spinners did on the car, started fucking up. So it wasn't spinning like it was supposed to. Then it was crooked when it was supposed. It just took, to me, it just distracted me too much from what was supposed to be going on. You know what I mean? So I was like ecstatic when The Rock brought out, you know, the new upgraded belt. I was like, okay, bet. This is something I can get behind. Like, this feels like a grown man's championship. You know what I mean? So with that being said, Hollywood Mike T, Puffy Mike T, Love Guru, and everybody else that's up in there, I have to agree with you. Spinner belt. Get the fuck
Peace out.
Out, my friend.
Get the fuck.
Before you get kicked.
Before you get not used again. Because that's stupid shit. No one's ever going to bring back that belt. You know how they bring back the $1 million belt? They brought back the white Intercontinental belt. Nobody bringing back that spinner belt.
Nah.
They're
not bringing back that hemp belt either.
you still can buy it.
They need to take that shit off the shelf. I'm sure you
I'm
can
about
probably
to get
find a
that
spinner
belt.
belt.
I'm about to get it just because you said it.
You can probably find a spinner belt somewhere out there.
Hey, that means we'll have all the belts almost, because you'll get that one. I'm gonna get the SmackDown zone. Mad Max, he got the Raw zone. So yeah, let's get that zone. Then we're gonna get the tag team zone. Yeah, you get the hardcore zone too. Puffy.
I don't want no goddamn hardcore match. No. If I was in wrestling, I would not do hardcore matches. What the hell wrong with you?
Oh man, one can always dream.
It would not be the hardcore matches, bro.
It'll be the managers. If I had a dream match, I would put you in like the managers match. You know what I'm saying? Like how Jim Cornette and
Nah, my dream match would be me versus Hogan.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and I win.
What's the finish? You dropping the leg drop on him?
Nah, I cheated. The ref was knocked out.
With a low blow.
A low blow and a chair shot. The ref.
Damn.
Yeah, one of y'all somebody distracted the ref, and I hit him with a low blow and a cheap shot.
Oh man! And then you distract me again. I do a Mr. Fuji and throw the powder.
Everyone booed me, and I walked back to the back with my middle fingers up, like, oh. Yeah, man, that racist Hogan lost. Really?
To a black man.
Right.
Oh man. Here's to you, Stone Cold style, black person. Oh man. Oh man. Hey, that's our show for the day, man. Hey, y'all fellas enjoy yourself, man.
Of course.
Yeah, man. We almost went the whole show agreeing with each other until the end.
Oh man.
He said that shit. He said that he gonna keep the spinner belt. I was like, what?
I mean, hey, it was cool at the time. You know, everybody wanted spinners.
I don't think that joint was ever cool. I'm gonna be honest with you. Now it was cool. The US one was cool because it had the diamonds on round. You know, that joint.
Yeah, I was rocking with that.
Yeah.
Now I agree with y'all though. I was like, it was vicious when The Rock did bring that new belt out. Like that joint was sweet.
Oh yeah, I tell you, Punk was like, I want that one.
So he looked at the one he had and just looked at the other one, was like, I got this old shit.
Dog,
yeah, I want that shiny.
He did not give that man the belt, bro. That's how savage CM Punk. We're gonna have a great CM Punk conversation one day. That's how savage that man is. He had the belt for 400 something days. He said, look, y'all not gonna put me in the WrestleMania main event. Y'all not gonna let me keep the belt. Well, I'm gonna keep this motherfucker anyway. And make y'all have to give him a whole new belt.
Right. Oh, she's like, thank you very much.
Oh man. But that spinner belt, I will say this, and I give Maxx this. That spinner belt does have some history, because again, going back to Punk, you know, Punk won that belt at Money in the Bank. Belcher Del Rio won that belt for Money in the Bank. Somebody else, a couple people. I mean, that belt was held by some champions. Edge, the Rated R superstar. He ended
up making his own belt.
His looked better to me than that damn stupid shit that Cena came out with.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
that Rated R belt. Yeah, I was fucking that.
Again, the Miz belt. So it was held by some good people. But Lord have mercy, I was so glad that they held that belt around longer than they held most of the championship belts. Actually, now I think about it. Because Hogan had three different belts during his first WWE run. Well, WWF run.
Mm-hmm.
He had three different heavyweight belts. So that belt changed frequently. Then they did the Ring Eagle, which was Ultimate Warriors, Hogan belt, Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart. They held that belt. That was around for a little bit longer. That might have been around longer than the spinning belt. But then that belt that Stone Cold had, that belt wasn't around that long.
Right.
So, you know.
He had the smoking skull belt he had. Like, that joint was hard.
Yeah,
I
that
really
drink was
that
never even, I didn't even, when we thought about one gotta go, I didn't even think about that drink going.
Mm-hmm.
That one and the $1 million belt. Like if you say the $1 million
that
belt,
$1 million belt was like that.
You need a drug test. It definitely was like that's one thing I give Max. It definitely was between the two belts we picked, the spinning belt and the eco-friendly belt. And I almost said the eco-friendly belt, but I had to give it to the spinning belt because the eco-friendly belt, man, that shit, it just made me like Daniel Bryan even more. And I didn't even he was a heel. But my bad.
Like that belt fit his persona for him. And it was like that's what he did. Like he didn't care about anybody. He didn't care if you liked the belt. No, I don't want to carry around this fucking lunk and shit like that. Because then he burned that joint or something like that.
Yeah, or threw it away
in the trash, and then he pulled out the eco.
What, the eco one?
Like, oh, you get that joint.
No, he threw the black one away.
Like, damn.
Yeah, he threw the one that you had away. The one that you got, Max. He threw that one away.
Oh yeah,
or burned it or something.
Yeah, I think he.
I think he burned it
or threw it in the water. I don't know. He did something.
Y'all let us know in the comments section.
I saw 2 titles get burned before. I know that much. In WWE, I saw 2 go in the trash in the last 5 years or something like that.
What other belt went in the trash?
Dean Ambrose burned one.
No, he didn't burn the belt. He burned the Shield gear.
Okay, you're right. All right, yeah. That's probably what I'm confusing with. I know
he ain't had no belt when he did that.
Okay, all right.
No.
I thought somebody else burned the belt. I'm gonna have to go look.
Now Medusa threw a belt in the trash, but that was on WCW.
I remember more belts getting thrown in the water than in the fire.
Yeah, because Stone Cold threw a belt in the water.
So did Rock.
Yeah, he threw
Rock Stone Cold in the water.
Yeah. Man, that was funny as shit.
Hey, dog, they used to go at it, bro. I can't wait till we talk about them two, bro. Oh man, they used to go at it. Like you would think they didn't like each other at all.
Right.
Shit, I wouldn't like. You know what? And I know we got to end the show, but I'm gonna end just my part of the show this today. Stone Cold shouldn't be liked by nobody. You know what?
Theoretically, if you think about it.
Yeah, he used to make them look horrible, bro.
Stun every man, buddy. Everybody got the stunner. Everybody got the stunner.
I watched.
You better not get up. You better sell that shit,
bro. I watched this morning where he stunned the whole McMahon family. Oh man, that shit was funny, dog. Linda could not sell that shit for nothing.
No,
he gave her that shit was weak as hell, yo.
Vince's first stunner was the fucking absolute worst, bro. My man started having convulsions with
Nah, the Rock really sell themselves more than anybody to me.
Let the people know where they can find you at on social media, man.
Hey, look, man, y'all can find me on Facebook at Maxx Simmons. That's Max with 2 X's. Or y'all can holler at me on Instagram at Simonium, SIMMONIUM. Make sure y'all check out my website, man, aliveshoes.com/Xavier-Soul-6. Copy our pair of kicks. Look, I'm out here, man. Oh, hit me on Twitter too, man. That's Simonium as well.
All right. Puffy Mike T, Hollywood T, Love Guru.
Yes.
And everybody else up in there. Let the people know where they can find you at.
So I'm gonna spell out my Twitter name. So my Twitter name is AEWSUCKS. My Instagram is WWECUTCHECK. All right.
Yeah.
Oh,
And my Facebook is
cut that shit.
IMPACTSTOP.
Immediately.org.
It's like, nah, man. I can't believe I got that one
Bro.
off. Okay.
I
Oh
followed up with
man.
it with my crazy ass.
Damn.
Mike T304 on Twitter, Michael Turner on Facebook. On Instagram is mturner304. Yeah, man, holla at me.
Yeah. Oh man. Hey, yeah. And I'm your host, Soul Man. Catch me on Twitter, Soulboy1521. Instagram, I am Soul40 and King Big Soul. And on Facebook under Marshall Simmons. You know, hey, and don't forget to check out my boys Tone and Cash Gaming Pad Podcast Thursdays at 11, and them lovely ladies over with the Facts crew. You know what I'm saying? Miss Trini and Di and the other four lovely ladies over there getting it in, talking about politics, relationships, life, and entertainment. And you can find all that on the 613 network on YouTube. Catch us out on Facebook at 6/13 Faye Productions, on Instagram at 613 Faye DMV. And as we say here on In the Four Corners of Wrestling. Oh, and catch us out in the group, In the Four Corners of Wrestling group on Facebook. You know what I mean? Come on, join us, chat with us, let us know what you think, give us some topics. You never know. And you may get a shout out on the show. All right. And as we say here on In the Four Corners of Wrestling, leave this shit to the professionals. Don't try this at home. And we out.
Cheers.